Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Woo! What up, though, people? Welcome to Wake Up Woodward. It's Mr. JB Smooth just said we coming in hot.
Coming in hot,
man. It was a beautiful day yesterday.
Amazing.
LG season is coming in hot as well. But you know what? That didn't stop me from getting out to the park, shooting around with Kid Kool-Aid yesterday. And my youngest son is now Junior Kool-Aid.
Come on.
Yeah, we had some fun out there, man. We had some fun.
Is Kid Kool-Aid, is he old enough or good enough yet to beat you in one-on-one? Like, where's that father-son little rivalry at the
You know what?
moment?
Listen. On the Nerf rim in the house, he got some game.
All right.
But out there on the court, that's my domain.
A 10-foot hoop.
That's my domain.
Hey, you gotta hold it down as long as you can. I'm not a dad. I got to play with my dad in the backyard for a long time.
Me too.
You hold that spot as the dad for as long as possible.
As long as possible, man. My pop set that. I'm telling you, he set that example for me. And I keep telling my kid, he turns 12 this year. I'm like, look, you're not beating me until you are at least 18 years old. And you know what? He's getting good enough now that I'm like, yo, he might get me by 15.
Hey, that's a good thing. Get that scholarship money to college. Get that NIL money.
Yeah. Ooh.
Get that Troy Polamalu Head and Shoulders money.
There you go.
I don't know if you guys know. I know Kool-Aid doesn't have the most hair on his head. I haven't met Kid Kool-Aid yet, but I see pictures and I see some amazing post-game videos.
Yo, he got the Troy Polamalu locks.
He's got some long, curly locks. Like, it's wild. It's great, though. But, dude, what a weekend.
What a weekend.
It was an ugly start to the weekend. Just like, I know I'm channeling that weather, the rain. I'm thinking that Tigers rain out Thursday. It was kind of dark and nasty Friday. Then all of a sudden,
yep,
all of our teams kind of came. Well, most of our teams came back and did some good things. Tigers, they didn't come back yesterday, man. It was going to be an ugly morning to talk about them.
I wonder which team you talking about.
I know. Hey, I'm going to give you some time there. That Pistons team. But well, let's introduce our amazing sound and TD booth partners in crime.
Hey, our elite crew, man. Hey, we got Detroit's #1 draft pick, Mr. KG in the sound booth. What up, though, brother?
What up, though, man? How y'all doing?
Doing good, bro.
Amazing.
Doing amazing.
It's good.
Hey, and in the TD booth, we got Mr. JB Smooth.
Yo, what's up, fellas? How
What
you
up,
guys
though?
doing this Monday morning?
Doing great.
How are you doing, chat? How are you doing?
Hey, chat.
How are you? I see you, Phil, Eduardo, Samuel Lang, Just a Fan, Jay Cruisin, Vincent E. Let me scroll up to the top real quick. MJ.
Shout out to Eduardo O'Neill.
Good
man.
morning. Eduardo.
Appreciate you, brother.
We got some awesome family members here in the chat. IT Hips,
Yeah.
thank you for your service, my friend.
IT Hips as well. Yeah.
Everybody here. Let's have a great day. Let's have a great week. Let's have a great show.
Let's do that, man. Hey, and shout out to the 5th member of the starting 5 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. That is Mr. Flannel Sam Reynolds himself, man. What up, though?
I would encourage you all. I have no idea what they're – well, I'm assuming I know what they're talking about on Big D Energy, but I would encourage you all to check out Sam, KG, Neil, and Spenmo on Big D Energy after us. They're going to have I know Flannel has some more. I'm sure he's proud of DeBrincat answering the call.
Oh, yeah.
Answering the call, you know what I'm saying?
Ooh, 2 goals, man. Huh?
Yeah. Sam stands on his own business, and nothing he said was wrong. I'll take it he was motivating DeBrincat to have the type of game that he did. But, man, the Red Wings almost blew that. They almost blew it. When was it? It seems so long ago. Saturday,
yep.
But didn't we talk about that? Flannel being able to kind of speak things into existence.
Yeah.
Talked about Shelby Miller.
Yeah.
Gave him his flowers. He walks right into the building. I told him, hey, man, look, DeBrincat going to bounce back? He's like, he better. I was like, speak it into existence.
Bro, Shelby.
And now look what happened.
Shelby Miller did give up that solo home. The only run he's given up all season was a little solo home run off Ryan Nelson Cruz Jeffers.
Oh, goodness. And we'll let that one go, man.
Yeah.
Shelby's been a stud.
We're going to be talking about the Red Wings in the next segment. We're going to go Tigers that segment after that. Then we're going to get into the Lions from 8:45 to the rest of the show. But to go around the city real quick, we just got to review these scores. We're going to open the floor here before the end of this segment to Kool-Aid to give his sign-off for the Pistons season. Then we're going to dive into these W's. We're playing some fill in the blank today. Let's have a fun Monday.
Let's have a fun Monday.
Let's do it.
I can't wait till we get to that Lions segment too, man. On socials, the Jared Goff stuff blew up, but I know that we will get there.
Yeah.
Long-term contract? We'll talk. Red Wings, 5-4 overtime win at the Toronto Maple Leafs on Sunday. I did see Flannel's comments as well. He didn't expect it, but he is darn sure going to take it and is excited about it.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they are still in it. They got 2 games left, 2 games in a row. They got Montreal Canadiens coming to Detroit, coming to LCA tonight. Then they go to Montreal to play tomorrow. They probably got to get 2 points in each game, but at least get a point in each game. They're right there. Well, we'll talk more about them in more depth next segment. The Tigers, 4 games. Seems like they were playing just constantly throughout the entire weekend. They win Friday. Scooble's dominant. The offense looks great. Then they go and they lay an egg on Saturday. They take a game 3-3 into extras. They end up losing 12-5. It was ugly. Game 2 of that doubleheader, they lose 4-1.
Bad.
It was uglier. It was just it was energy was non-existent. And then for 7 innings yesterday, it was pretty rough.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty rough. That was my first game down at Comerica Park as an official credential beat writer. So it was fun to be there. But man, it was a ugly game until the 8th inning when Javi Baez opened up the floodgates.
Is he back?
Floodgates.
Is he back?
No, but he did. He played good defense most of the weekend. He
Yeah.
did some things. I'm not defending him in the bat, but that home run did spark him on Sunday.
You know what? Talk about Javi Baez. Look, man, me and the wifey, we were out at Walmart over the weekend. Had to get some stuff for the baby, a swing, and some other things. And
Like, babe, can I buy as this?
you know what? I came up on one of those
No.
Javi Baez T-shirts. Sent it over to Travis, man, so he could post it up on socials. Facebook absolutely loved it, man.
No way.
Absolutely.
One of those like jersey
almost
T-shirts.
200 comments, yeah. People were like, yo, that better be on clearance. I tell you guys, that shirt was over $20.
What?
That's
Not worth it.
$20 too much.
It should be $1 per like every 10th of a batting average point he has.
Yeah,
it should be
seriously.
like 14.33.
Super discount.
Yeah, you bet 150, it's a $15 shirt. It should be cut in
Right.
half.
Every shirt must go.
Yes.
Every shirt must go.
Oh man, but then the Pistons. Kool-Aid, it's 808. Oh, on the 808s.
Yeah.
And heartbreak.
Hey.
They beat the Mavericks. Mike Curtis must have loved that. Must have loved
Shout out
that.
to our guy, Mike Curtis.
He goes and sees the Pistons win. It was
Yeah.
in Dallas, right?
Yep.
Yes, in Dallas, but they beat the Mavericks. But then they lost.
No
yesterday.
Luka, no Kyrie, but no Cade for the Pistons either. We'll take that swap. But shout out to Mike Curtis of the Morning Dallas News.
Ivy, he had a monster 7 points, 1 rebound, and 5 assists in 28 minutes. Marcus Sasser, 24, 3 and 3.
And Jaden Ivey, I do want to be, because I know this is kind of our end of the season recap. We do have the Detroit Pistons exit interviews today. They call it the locker room clean out today. It was revealed at the last home game that Jaden Ivey actually has been playing through injury. He's been a little bit hobbled. And that's something that they haven't really been forthright with. Before I heard it at that home game, but we did notice, you go to some practices, some shoot-arounds, you start to notice some things. So shout out to Jaden Ivey. I do got to make sure I commend him playing through it. Because when you look at this season, I don't know what there was really to play for at this point in the season. But he wanted to be out there on the court as much as he could, as did all the people who kind of were hobbled and injured and things. So
Then I take
shout
back
out to at least him.
I take back that subtle shot at him for scoring 7 points in 28 minutes.
Hey,
That's why you don't just box score. I'm going to admit, I didn't even watch that game. But
Yeah.
you look in the box score, you see 28 minutes, 7 points.
yeah,
Sasser's leading the way.
on a bum ankle. Jaden Ivey's been trying to play through it, but
I get it. They got like 7 guys on the roster right now.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough. They've been kind of squeaking out these last few games.
Yep. And the obviously the second game against San Antonio, 123-95 loss. And look,
No Wemby?
people are always going to they're always going to be like, yo, man, the Pistons lost. Why are they playing like this? Blah, blah, blah. It's realistically not the A team. This was probably the C team that was running out there for the Detroit Pistons at best. And based on where they started the season, this was like the E team. This was their like 5th or 6th iteration of this squad. Don't take any too much from these types of games, but I understand people's frustrations because this was the worst season in Detroit Pistons basketball history. And the one thing I want to be able to do today when we get down there is just kind of figure out the mentality and the mindset, especially of the players who have an opportunity to be here beyond just this season. We know that this young core people like Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duren, Jaden Ivey, Marcus Sasser, Asar Thompson, and Isaiah Stewart, we're going to get the opportunity to be able to speak to them and be able to ask them, like, what is going through your mind right now? What does the future look like? What exactly is it that you want to work towards on next season? And one of the questions I want to ask, and I forget who sent it to me, was, from a player's perspective, what is it that you believe you were missing this year? Because the over-under to start the season was 28.5.
Yeah.
They all had expectations to be able to at least be in the conversation for the play-in. I'm really, really interested at what their mindset was and what they believe things need to be going forward. And then if we can get a little bit more clarity as well on what the Detroit Pistons are going to do in the front office. It's interesting because you guys have heard me talk about this often. Troy Weaver does not necessarily have the power that GMs like Joe Dumars had here as a Detroit Pistons general manager. He also held the title of president of basketball operations. You guys have heard me talk about this religiously since this show has started, and I've talked about it on Woodward Pistons for 2 years now. He does not necessarily have the power. When he was hired, and I cut some of those articles, put them up on Twitter as well, from the Free Press, from the Detroit News, shout out Rob Beard, shout out to Amari Sankofa, the beat writers at the time for those two publications. And they all, in all of their articles, you see that Arn Tellem, who was one of the vice presidents, as well as Ed Stefanski, when at the time of Troy's hiring, those two were acting in tandem as the president of basketball operations. And effectively, even Tom Gore said, Troy Weaver's going to have to work with them. So whose vision is it really? Mm-hmm. This is a situation where as they move forward and you get this new news from Tom Gores, and shout out to James Edwards. I want to make sure that we credit the proper people here of The Athletic who put out the article with some sources that stated, you know what? Tom Gores is now looking to hire a president of basketball operations. So we don't know what this PBO is going to do for the Detroit Pistons. We don't know if he's going to keep the coach. We don't know if he's going to keep the GM. We don't know what that means to the power that Arn Tellem and that Stefanski have. We don't quite know yet. And for me personally, I'm still one of those people, whether you believe in a Troy Weaver or not, I do believe in people sinking and swimming based on their own merit. He should have been given the power of president of basketball operations from the start.
PBO.
So his vision of how to build this team, how to draft, what coaches to select, those things could have been his decisions, and I believe that they would have gelled much better than what we see right now. We see some of the players he wanted to draft. I don't know. We only see some of the players that he might have wanted to acquire or sign or trade for. We don't see some of the players like Jeremy Grant that I do know he wanted here around for a long time, but there were other people in the organization who didn't believe that Jeremy Grant was that guy. He goes on to Portland. And
maybe he got scammed too. Maybe Troy Weaver got scammed by Jeremy Grant too.
Maybe.
Wow.
But we did see Grant go to Portland and raise every attribute of his game that people thought here in Detroit that he wasn't going to be able to do. Three-point shooting. Yeah. He'd reduce his usage. He increased his playmaking ability. His defensive efficiency actually got a little bit better. These are the things we thought, or at least I thought, that Jeremy Grant was going to be able to do here in a Pistons uniform. There were people who didn't think he was worth that long term. So the most important thing about this extra interview for me, beyond where the player's mindset and mentality is where this team is headed from a front office organizational structure, because I believe that, to me, has been the biggest kind of miss over the last two regimes. So you go back to Stan Van Gundy, who was coach and president of basketball operations, and they had a general manager in Jeff Bauer. They worked much better together, but I still don't believe that Stan Van Gundy should have been given that much power.
Exactly.
It should have been more of a formal structure like we've seen previous teams kind of have. So it's going to be an interesting day today down at the Pistons Performance Center, where they are having they call it the locker room clear out, media availability, and it's effectively the
garbage bag day. Throw all the gear in a garbage bag.
Waste.
Not saying they're garbage, just you toss all your locker room, all the stuff in your locker in a big black garbage bag, and you get out of there.
And you get out of there.
To the left.
You get out of there. But shout out to Cade Cunningham. Stayed engaged, stayed locked in. One of the things I want to ask the players as well is, who has Cade Cunningham been on the court as well as off the court as it relates to being a leader? Because when you talk about moving forward with this squad, you got to ask yourself, is this former number 1 overall pick the guy that you are going to entrust the franchise to in the future?
If there are answers on this roster, the answers are off the court. Like, unfortunately, we haven't seen them. We haven't seen
enough of a sample size.
What it's going to look like, what this team is going to look like as a good team, or if that's even possible. So for them to take those steps, it's got to be something off the court. That leadership. Great questions asked. I got to shout out Dante, a $4.99 super chat. My dog, he says, Pistons finished with the same wins as the Lions.
Sheesh.
What the hell? That's 14.
That is crazy. I'm like, listen, how
Lions play
much more
17
disappointed
games.
would have been if they finished with less wins? It's still really, really disappointing, but we were sitting here wondering, are they going to really finish with like 12 wins this season?
We were
11
joking
wins.
about it in October, and it happened, or in November, and it happened. And it happened. Also, Ryan's reaction, and well, this will be the last part of this topic. I'll ask you. He says, by the way, shout out $4.99 Ryan's reaction. We appreciate that super chat, that donation. He says, what concerns me is it is objectively not the worst roster in the league. Like,
Ryan's reaction is one of those guys. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we disagree. But every time he makes a point, it's one where I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
That's a good point. Every single time.
Washington.
And I think he's exactly right. This is not the worst record. And you know what? We heard NBA players say the same thing, from Jason Tatum to DeMar DeRozan this year, to the Clippers when they came into town. And
That's why it's hard as a
They
fan.
said this was a very talented roster. So it's a matter of, to me, kind of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. One part coaching, one part chemistry with the players. They have to figure this thing out. And honestly, when you go and you get those types of vets, because the disconnection, I believe, between the coach and the players and that chemistry can sometimes be the right types of vets that are in your system. And right now, the question is, who has that lied more on? Troy Weaver or the front office as a whole?
yeah, the thing, that answer should be Monty Williams or players. Like, we shouldn't be talking about the difference being Troy Weaver in the front office and aren't telling him this and that. Like that, all that's got to get cleaned up.
Yeah. Whichever side of the fence you guys sit on, I definitely want the chat family to put in there some questions that you would ask. Like I said, again, we got the media availability today. I'm going to get Zoom right there, right after this show. Put that in the comments, man. And just honestly, give me your unadulterated opinion on what you believe should happen with this front office, as well as whatever players you're hoping the Pistons are able to target. But
work it out in the chat.
Work it out in the chat. It's going to be interesting to see if the Pistons can work this thing out. It really is.
If they want to, they should go to Planet Fitness. Like, that will help aid in their workout, because they could go there, and even with 14 wins, it's a judgment-free zone. So nobody's going to be throwing any shade at them. It's just what Planet Fitness does. You go there, it's a squeaky clean gym. Maybe you want to get away and get a massage. You go to the Hydra massage bed or the chairs, or you're trying to look a little different. You're trying to escape the spotlight. So you go under the UV rays and the tanning.
They are the official gym partner of the Pistons, and there is a Planet Fitness right in the Pistons Performance Center where the exit interviews will be.
See, do it for Planet Fitness. Pardon?
I said they should use more of it.
Yes. Go to Planet Fitness, $10 a month. You can get a black card for $24.99. It really is an amazing gym. I belong there. It's got everything I need. Everything Neil needs. It doesn't have a rock wall, but really, who needs that? Who needs that? I love when Neil does that bit. Shout out Planet Fitness. We will see you when we get back.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
What happens when you're in a great business for over 50 years? You expand, you offer more products to more people, and that's exactly what Les Stanford did when they added Les Stanford Buick GMC. They still have the same great service that their customers have come to know and trust. They're located on Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile Road. So go check them out there. You can check them out in Dearborn, too, or at LesStanford.com. That's Les Stanford Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Let's drive. You know where we're driving, man?
Where?
Right
Kool-Aid?
down Woodward. Welcome back, people. It is the Wake Up Woodward Show. I appreciate you all for choosing to to start your day with the Wake Up Woodward crew. We got 4 of our 5 here. No Flannel's going to be on Big D Energy today. Go ahead and smash that like button, chat family. As always, you guys are the most important part of this show. It's what kind of drives us as well to be able to bring the content that we do, and it's the aim of improving each and every day. And if you have smashed that like button, thank you to you, and encourage somebody else to do the same. And let's get this thing to 100 likes.
More JB, less Stanford, says Mike
Let's
G.
go.
More JB, less everything.
Yeah, hey, people were asking in the comments. I know Eduardo put there, what's his, is he on socials? It's what, at JB Up Next, right? On Twitter and Instagram?
Yep. At JB Up Next on Instagram. I think if you just search my name, that'll pop up. So I'm easy to find. Unlike KG.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like, KG is at nobody.
Damn right. It's going to stay that way, too.
Carmen, KG, San Diego.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But we got to talk about the Red Wings playoff push.
We got to give them some love. I know they're not relying on you and me to break down the game, to all the X's and O's. But, man, this game, from just understanding sports, you can see the how polarizing this game was, how the different waves of emotion and energy out of this team, how hot they started, or actually how strong their comeback was in the first quarter, to then go and give it up in the second, to see different sides of this team from quarter to quarter. That's sort of what I notice about this Red Wings team, and it's something they're going to need to figure out for the future. And I know it's still the end of this season, and there's many decisions to be made in the offseason, but to me, that is something that Lalonde needs to get this team better at, coming out of the locker room and having the same intensity as a good period before, or ridding yourself of the poor play from a period prior. So they got to come out, but man, they took care of business against the Toronto Maple Leafs, winning 5-4 in overtime. Alex DeBrincat had 2 goals, 6 shots on goal. Larkin, Perron, Evanson all added a goal apiece, and then Kane and Comfer added 2 assists each. Toronto had an early, like I said, they had an early 1-0 lead on a pretty nasty goal, an assist by Marner, an assist by Nylander to Marner, who put it away. But then, who answered the call? It was Lucas Raymond. Lucas Raymond at dishing. Do we call the puck the rock? What's the
slang term?
Rock term for a puck?
I don't know.
In the chat, I know Kiazi probably knows. Someone in the chat knows. But Lucas Raymond dished the rock. I'll use that for now. Over to DeBrincat to then even the game up at 1. They go up 2-1. They go up 3-1 with another DeBrincat goal. And then before the end of the first period, Kane to Perron. They go 4-1. Give it all back in the second quarter. That can happen. Fortunately, they got through the third. It was tough. Both goalies were playing great. They got it to overtime. Yep. Win your stars. Your best players, Kane. I can't tell actually if it was a shot or a half shot, half pass, but I'm going to call it a shot that then Dylan Larkin redirected in for the overtime goal. Those are the guys you need to step up in overtime. That's what anyone should fear the Red Wings. If you play them, if you get matched up with them in the playoffs, what you don't want to do is see an overtime session with Kane and Larkin out there, or DeBrincat. It's a special opportunity. So they took care of business. KG, what you got?
Nah, getting a lot of biscuits in the chat. I think they call it a biscuit.
Put the biscuit in the basket.
Serving the biscuit.
So we got the rock in basketball. We got what? Some people call the football the peel?
Yeah.
Pigskin.
The pigskin, the peel.
The peel, the rock,
Yep. What is it in baseball?
It's rock. It's
the pig. Well, does it have something to do with a pig or something?
Hey, no, football is pigskin.
Yeah.
Leather, the ball's wrapped in leather.
The leather.
Hit the leather off the ball.
Yeah.
They just kind of call it a ball. Or the rock. Who knows?
Maybe you need to come up with what it's going to be in baseball.
Maybe I do.
That'll be at least a part of the Wake Up Woodward show. But the Red Wings now, they sit tied with the Washington Capitals as it relates to points. The Capitals are the ones in that
tiebreaker.
They have the tiebreaker, so they're the ones in that second wild card spot. But the Detroit Red Wings have 2 games remaining. 2 games against already eliminated, kind of down in the basement, Montreal Canadiens.
When I hear
Red
that,
Wings.
I know we're talking hockey. When I hear that, I think a Lions going into Green Bay when it doesn't mean anything and going to play spoilers. That's where my head goes first. So they can't take this game for granted, but
they can't.
This game means so much more to them than to the Canadiens. When you're ending a season, I don't know if it's different in hockey. I don't follow the Canadiens, so I don't know. Are they just kind of
play them twice too?
Yeah. So what you need to do, we just talked about having a big first quarter, starting hot. You got to have a big first quarter. First period. Good Lord. So I cover all these different. Hey, I'll be better. I'll be better. We're 2 months into this, baby. I'll be better.
Right?
You're good, bro.
The first period. You have to start out with a good first period. Because if a team, they're nearing the end of the season, maybe they start out with energy to start the game, but as soon as you put them down, it's hard to get that back. You just want these 6 periods to finish. The Red Wings need to take advantage of it, take care of business, and rely on the other 2, 3, 4 teams to falter.
Yeah, and obviously we know the Red Wings, they have to win. Me personally, they got to win these last 2 games. They have to. It's a little bit still in their control. I know that the Capitals, they own that tiebreaker. They have a much tougher 2 games in the season than the Detroit Red Wings. Go out there, hold serve at home. They play at home tonight against the Montreal Canadiens.
Tonight, then tomorrow.
Hold serve, and then they go to Montreal and they play hold serve. The usual suspects. It's time to step up, and by that I mean, like Flannel said, you want to see the Brinkat have something to do. You want to see his imprint on these games. If the Red Wings wind up losing 1 or 2 of these games, and he has kind of the performance that he's had before what he did against the Maple Leafs, that is going to be so sad and heartbreaking because the Red Wings have the talent. They have the talent. They have everything sitting in front of them to be able to punch their ticket to a playoff appearance.
Punch it.
Go on ahead and get this thing done. It was cool to see Dylan Larkin and Alex DeBrincat in the same game really come through for these Detroit Red Wings. And Dylan Larkin, at least the games that we've kind of watched and gone to, he's been some sort of kind of a overtime kind of wizard, man. Every time they go to overtime, I'm just like, you know what, Dylan Larkin, his imprint, though you can see it all throughout the game, I know he's absolutely going to show out in overtime. As a fan of the Detroit Red Wings, I'm telling you, man, I'm feeling that nervous energy, but it's that good nervous energy. It's that energy in which there's hope. It's that energy in which you know they can get it done. And it's what sports is all about. To put in juxtaposition between where the Red Wings are at and where the Pistons are at, the Red Wings are playing those meaningful games, that meaningful all 82 that we heard the Pistons say they want to play. The Red Wings are there. I get it. Some people out there, they don't agree with all of the moves or the lack of the moves that Steve Yzerman has made, but this Red Wings team, as currently constructed, sits in a place right now to be able to punch their ticket to the playoffs, and it's real, man. It's absolutely real.
It is. It is. I see some great comments in here. Where'd that go? David E. Walker, hockey puck equals the tire. Okie Razor says score more goals than the other team. Sound strategy. I agree with you. I agree with you. I'm seeing a lot of Jake Bates love in here.
Hey.
What'd you say?
I wonder if that'll work.
It might.
It might.
I know that's the goal. And Chef Talks Lions. I'm not sure if you're trying to walk me into something. Which player on the Red Wings roster is Kaiser Sose? Kaiser Sose.
I know who Kaiser Sose is.
Who's that?
Movie.
Okay, so he is a character.
Yeah, movie character.
Okay.
He faked his identity and all that.
Wait, he did what to his identity?
He faked it. He faked his identity. I can't remember. Was it The Usual Suspects? I believe is the movie.
That's what it's called.
Oh, because I made that reference earlier to the usual Suspects.
That's what it was. Shout out Noah Woolbrecht, by the way. He said Canadians are booty cheeks. The team, not the people. That's not a shot at D-Mag.
Shout out to Noah and Ryan, man. Yo, that's the Genius Room.
Yes.
They do so much as relates to graphics, video editing, and so much more.
Yes.
So much more, man. Shout out to those guys.
They are part of the engine that makes this go. We can't do our jobs without them.
Not at all.
And they're phenomenal. They're phenomenal. I wish I could craft up some. It's not just thumbnails. It's all the edits. I know they're involved with social. They're involved with sales. They do so much, even that we don't even know. Shout out to you guys, Ryan,
they pick
Noah,
up the slack
everybody.
whenever there's slack, man. They pick it up. Shout out to them, man.
Yeah,
for real.
Yeah. All right, let's come back. We're going to talk Tigers. Shout out to Red Wings. We said they play tonight and they play tomorrow.
Rubber ball's on the way. I like when you talk baseball.
We got a lot to talk about.
Let's go.
Squeeze it in there to 15 minutes. But fortunately, you see how high Javi Baez hit that home run? How he blasted that into the air?
Yeah. That's the pitcher's fault. He threw the same pitch twice at him, and he actually adjusted.
Thank you.
It's crazy.
Thank you.
He must have been in a great state of mind.
He did. He must have been high. Visit Dispo Dispensary on the coveted 420 holiday and experience a team that curates an unbelievable atmosphere. They got fresh inventory for Michigan's largest variety of products. Dispo is putting on events, epic events at each locations. They got thousands upon thousands. That's bolded and underlined of giveaways that day. That's right, thousands of giveaways. Go visit your local cannabis plug. That's Dispo Dispensary, disposhops.com. They are your local cannabis plug.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime.
Congratulations to the real Coach of the Year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
When it comes to chicken sandwiches, the Chicken Shack sandwich is the best. We're talking about the Shake Shack Chicken Shack sandwich. You can try it for free. It's delicious, and you can get it for free. You just got to purchase $10. So grab a shake, grab some crispy crinkle fries, grab a burger or something for your family, and you get a free crispy Chicken Shack sandwich. Just use the code Woodward. Woodward in person, online, or download the Shake Shack app today. Promotion available in all 7 Michigan, Metro Detroit Shake Shack locations.
What up, though, people? Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward. We appreciate you guys choosing to kick off your morning with the crew, man.
We here,
man. Shout out to Detroit's #1 draft pick, KG, in the sound booth, and Woodward Sports' MVP, Mr. JB Smooth, in the TD booth. Tuesday's on the way, bro. Tuesday's on the way, JB.
I'm preparing myself.
Hey, but look, man, these Detroit Tigers, we've continued to react. We've seen kind of social media and fans react to each series, each game. They start off hot and people are like, eh. Then they beat the Pittsburgh Pirates and people are like, eh. It's almost like Kombucha Girl. That's the one who kind of tried the kombucha and she made all the faces like, yeah, no. She made she went through a range of emotions. I think this is that Detroit Tigers season.
Buckle up.
I really believe already. But y'all said that. You guys said it. You said that your expectations for the entire season have not changed. Shout out KG. Shout out to Broder. But that you said this season is going to be a wild ride. It's going to be a roller coaster. And it's been just that to start the season. And guess what? The Tigers are still above 500 through it all.
Yeah. How about that?
How about that?
Right? How about that? They're finding ways to win. It's been ugly. It's been fun. It's been depressing. It's been exciting.
Nerve-wracking.
Yeah, it seems like we don't know the identity of this team. Like we want to say they're scrappy, which I think they are. How many wins can that get you? How many of these games can that offense, or can that pitching staff keep close enough for the offense to, get to the 7th, 8th inning within a run or two to then be able to have the fireworks? They still got to come through at the end. Fortunately, they have done that, but they have a lot to work out, especially on the offensive end. But it was great on Friday to see Skubal not necessarily have his best stuff, although he cruised through the first 8 batters of the game, retiring them in order. Skubal looked good, gave him 5 innings, no runs, a handful of strikeouts. His changeup, this is the one thing I noticed I want to point out, his changeup seems to get better and better each time he's out there. He threw 28 changeups and 31 four-seam fastballs. So I want to give you that ratio so you see usually pitchers are most comfortable with their four-seam fastball. That's their sort of go-to pitch when they want to throw a strike. He's as confident or getting as confident in this changeup to throw that in fastball counts, to keep hitters off balance, to pitch backwards when he doesn't have his own stuff in. When I say pitch backwards, to those who may not know what that means, whatever you normally your best pitch is a fastball, then maybe you're going off speed with the slider and another off. if you can throw your off-speed pitch first, you can get ahead of a batter by throwing a strike with your curveball, with your changeup, with your slider. Then that batter is completely off balance for the rest of the at-bat because he doesn't know, are you going to throw, in Scooble's case, a 99-mile-an-hour fastball right by me, or are you coming back with another change or another curve or another cutter? So I love seeing Scooble out there. Canna started the weekend with a solo shot in the first inning, and although he had some at-bats this weekend weren't my favorite of his as a whole, I thought he played great, and I thought you see little things in each game that he does that might not show up in a box score, but totally affect the game. We saw it yesterday when he hits the double to tie the game to drive. I believe it was Riley Green in.
Yeah.
Carson Kelly was on third. I think Riley Green was on first. He drives him in. He gets a double and then moves forward. He advances to third base when the left fielder overthrows the cutoff man. That set up Spencer Torkelson in the next at bat. A bloop shot over second base's head ended up scoring Canna, which it wouldn't if he didn't take that extra base. So it was great to see. Game 2, Kenta Maeda pitched well. I think he gave, where his 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 runs, no walks, 5 Ks. His one big mistake was that double play ball. It didn't hurt the Tigers too much at the time. He tried to start a double play ball, a ground ball back to them, and just sailed it. Yeah. Sailed it into center field. But what that does, he would have been out of the inning. What that does, I should have checked before how many pitches he threw after that happened when you're normally out of an inning. Eventually the game goes into extras. They use Shelby Miller. They have to bring in Foley. You wonder, could Kenta Maeda, if that didn't happen, does he give you one more inning? Maybe. Which means you don't have to bring in Foley in game 1. Right. There's all this strategy involved on AJ Hinch's plate to decide, when am I going to use these pitchers when you're squeezing in 4 games in 3 days and then have another 4-game series coming up against the World Series champions. You got to think about all this stuff. But nonetheless, game 3 real quick, Manning looked okay. Yeah. He battled. He got deep into the game, which is what the Tigers needed, but they had nothing. They had no juice in that second game. 9-inning game, they lost 4-1. The game before it was 12 innings. And we can talk, once I'm done ranting here, we can talk that McKinstry era and having to bring him into pitch. AJ Hinch made a mistake with the rules. Yeah. We can talk about that, but fortunately yesterday they came back against the Twins. You got to split that series with them after winning game 1. Javi Baez kicked it off in the bottom of the 8th with 1 out, and then the magic happened with Riley Green, with Canna, with Torkelson, and Kerry Carpenter pushing it to a 4-3 dub.
Yeah, and I want to get KG's input on this, but before we do that, man, can you tell me, where were you watching the game from yesterday?
I was up in the press box. It was my first game up there. It was awesome.
Okay. Shout out to Mr. Matthew Broder. I saw that. I was like, you know what? We got to shout out our guy, Mr. Matthew Broder, our credentialed Detroit Tigers beat writer and reporter, because it's important to know that when we do talk some of these sports, there are people who are in the room. There are people who have played these sports. There are people who kind of, it's their job to, even beyond playing it or not, to keep an eye on everything that's said, everything that's done, and watching it keenly, even when it doesn't look the best. So definitely got to make sure we call out what you're doing with the Tigers.
I've learned from you there in that second part. I've been fortunate enough to cover the Lions this season, and then the Tigers are doing well. Like it's not like they're in the cellar.
They're finding ways to win, even though the offense is limited. So I think that's the biggest thing about all this. But I have to implore that we have to get runs earlier in games. Yes. It's just because this is not a winning strategy going forward. You don't want to get your runs in the 8th or 9th inning. You need to put pressure on these opposing pitchers. But another good thing that we can maybe take out of this is maybe the bats are waking up for Spencer Tork and Riley Green. That's 2 of your best hitters and 2 people that you're going to need going forward if you want to be able to get some of these wins. So hopefully they can keep it going, man. I just want to see those bats wake up.
Yeah, Tork ended up with 2 hits yesterday. I actually wasn't impressed with him at all in that game. Before he had his really nice hit, line drive double over the left fielder's head. I think it was back-to-back pop-outs to third.
Yeah, he was making good contact. He just couldn't turn it the right way. But he finally got it later on in the game. So
and that's the type of swing you look for. That's where Spencer Torkelson's power is to left center. It's to the gaps. He's not a dead pull hitter. He's really not an opposite field hitter either. So when you see him hit that ball that clean over the left fielder's head, that's good news. That speaks that there's still something in there. Like whether it's in his head or some of his mechanics, why he's struggling right now.
Yeah.
He still has that bat in him.
Mm-hmm.
Pause.
Hey, listen, man. Danny G said giving up 7 runs off of 1 hit in a single inning was all caps wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
I don't think.
Have you seen anything like that, like in your playing days at all?
Never, and I have a hard time believing we're going to ever see that again.
Yeah.
To give up, to be the reason for 3 runs on an error. We're talking Zach McKinstry.
Yeah.
And we're just having fun with him. This was what opened up the game. There was the error. Alex Lang, he had come into pitch, and he was struggling, actually. Walked in a run. But he ended up battling back against Ryan Jeffers, a.k.a. Nelson Cruz. It was this long 12-pitch at bat. I think he fouled off 6 or 7 balls in a row. Lang finally gets that ground ball, and it goes under the glove. Bill Buckner's Zach McKinstry at third. But then what happens? A.J. Hinch, he's going out to the mound to talk to Lang, saying, hey, we're going to give you one more batter, then we're going to come and bring someone in for you. He was at 36 or 40 pitches at the time. Mm-hmm. But with the new rules, it was his second, and how long that inning was, it was the Tigers' second mound visit.
So you got
that inning. Feder had gone out.
Yep.
It must have been like 20 or 25 minutes earlier that inning. AJ Hinch just he forgot that, or he admitted he just made a mistake. So when he went out to talk to Lang, he had to take him out of the game. They bring in Zach McKinstry, who then gives up a 3-run homer of his own.
Man.
And was it another run too?
It's like some video game stuff, man. Like, you can't make this shit up. You really can't.
It's MLB The Show.
That's what's so wild is kind of seeing the different swings from the Detroit Tigers, not as it relates to just the bats, but I mean like how this team is on one high on this end and then on the low on this end, and seeing that they've basically hit the spectrum all in between and on these polars, man. You see when they beat the Pittsburgh Pirates and they split that 2-game series, they they looked really good. We saw the way that they started the season. They looked really good. And I know, KG, you said something before the show started as well as it relates to last season. Some of these games that they've won are probably games that they lose early in the season.
Absolutely. And you can tell, man, they're continuing to have a good approach at the plate, even though the game might not be going their way, and they're sticking through some of these tough times. But they just got to get runs earlier in games, man. It's not going to work continuing at this model. It's just not.
Yeah, and I wonder, like, as the weather starts to warm up, as they start to play less double headers, I wonder how much that goes into helping these bats be able to find some consistency and not necessarily have to kind of put it together 2 times in one day. Like, I'm hoping that as this thing continues to go on, as we get beyond kind of these 30 days, get into the month of the season, that we start to see more semblance of what this offense could be in a positive light, rather than kind of the inconsistencies that they've shown so far, as well as the slow start for a lot of these bats.
The extra inning games got to stop too. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
We got to get it done in regulation somehow, because you're putting AJ Hinch up against it when we got to go to extras. It's seemingly every other game. Yep. So
and not just
we got to figure that out.
The bullpen too. What I don't want is for this team to have an opportunity down the stretch to actually compete for the AL Central Division, but then we see this bullpen is absolutely gassed because the relievers have had to play so much just to get a dub. And, brother, I need your opinion on that. Like,
hit me.
As these seasons go on, this is 162 games, and I know that they have a wealth of depth as it relates to the relief pitching. What role does this thing play? Like KG said, it can't keep going into extra innings. They need better starts from their starters. We're not going to sugarcoat that. Get a few more innings out of these guys. What happens to these Tigers towards the end of the season in their relief, which is a strength of this team, if they continue to put this much stress on them?
The arms start to die. Like it's wear and tear on bullpen arms. The more you have to use them, the more you have to warm them up. It's like whether they come into the game or not, if you're in these tight games, you're getting pitchers up, getting them hot, whether they go into the game or not. And that takes a toll across an entire season, across 162 games. It's something as a manager, he has to, AJ Hinch and all MLB managers, they have to factor all of that into decisions from game 1 to game 162. Like, I know we all like to, if it's mostly with Maeda this far this season, like if he has a bad first inning or if a pitcher doesn't look sharp early, like all these people calling it, like, we got to take him out, we got to pull him out. Like, why hasn't AJ Hinch taken him out of the game yet? And it's a full season strategy. They got to try to get, if they're struggling in the third, you try to get through the 4th inning. Like, you're in the 4th, you try to get one more inning out of it. And like you guys said, that relies not just on starting the game hitting, but for a pitcher, you got to start each inning sharp and focused and get, maybe it's ground balls early in the game, or you're just throwing strikes early to these batters so you're not getting in long counts. You're getting out of these innings fast. Flaherty yesterday, it wasn't his sharpest outing. He didn't get beat too much, but he settled down as the game went on. Like it's not like he looked horrible, but through the first 4 innings, his 4 strikeouts. So he had 4 strikeouts through 4 innings. Each strikeout was the last hitter of the inning. So he was allowing base runners, whether it was through walk, whether it was through some bloop singles. Guys were getting on. He wasn't able to limit the damage, but as soon as he got to 2 outs, he was able to hunker down, focus, and pitch with conviction. What he needs to do is make sure he comes out of and starts the inning with that conviction so that he's able to set those guys down early and try to extend his outing an extra inning. Guys, try to get to the 7th inning, and then you only have to use 2 relievers, Shelby Miller, Jason Foley. Fortunately, Will Vest pitched great yesterday.
He was the only fresh one over the weekend. He was the only one that did not have to play in the doubleheaders.
Right. And we got the World Series champs coming to town for 4 straight games. This is where those rainouts, they hurt.
Hey, protect the bullpen.
Yeah.
That's your strength.
Costs. That is the strength. Protect the bullpen. And you know what? Before we get to this next segment where we are talking a lot of lines, I know you guys see it there on the rundown. It's not just the Jared Goff long-term deal we're going to talk about, but also the Lions draft and the top 30 visits that they had. A couple players that might be of interest to Lions fans. But I like what we're going to do in this next segment as well. But I got to ask you guys this. Detroit Arrow says, this is exactly why I'm holding off on getting excited for the Tigers this season. I do believe this, and I want to ask you guys as well. Are you excited about this, and if so, about this Tigers season, and if so, within the context of your expectation? Is it within that? Because for me, I'm excited with knowing that this team is looking like they're finally taking steps forward in the right direction. I do believe that this is a team that should compete in the AL Central, whether they win it or not. I do believe that this is a team that should compete and compete well within the AL Central. It's a down year. It is. I'm not going to, hold any, pause about that, man. Like, it's a down year. But I want to be able to get you guys' takes on this real quick.
Yeah, they're absolutely within my expectations because we knew what this was. We said it before the season started. This is a young hitting group. Young hitters are going to have growing pains. That's just, it is what it is. But I'm still excited because I don't think their numbers will stay this way going forward. But in the next few weeks, we will learn a lot about this team. You got Tampa Bay, you got Minnesota, you got the World Series champions coming up. So they're going against some real good teams, and the way they've played to this point suggests that they're not going to beat some of the higher tier teams, but we got to go out there and play ball, man. But a lot of what they've shown me so far is that they can handle adversity, and they are getting timely hits. I know it hasn't been perfect, it hasn't looked pretty, but the fact that they are getting timely hits in a lot of spots and are managing to avoid losing some of these games, I think that's a good sign going forward for when the bats do hopefully wake up.
Without a doubt, 9-6, and we can sit here and say the offense has been atrocious. 9-6, like that's why it's okay to be excited or optimistic, or it's okay to temper your expectations and not get too ahead of yourself. I'm excited because I like this brand of baseball. I like seeing young guys try to figure it out. It's frustrating at times. Don't get me wrong, and it's gonna be. There will be times all season, but The future is bright.
It is.
Like that's what I like. We got the right people in charge, the right people making decisions, and a bunch of young. They're not even all that young. But like this roster is so much better than last year. They'll get through it. They might not do much this year, but they're going to play hard. And they're building something for the future that I'm optimistic about.
And knock on wood, they've stayed relatively healthy. The only real injury has been Andy Ibanez. So we just hope that stays as is, because if it does, then they'll give themselves a lot of chances to win.
Isn't it nice that they have all this depth and all these, $1.5 million third basemen? Isn't it nice they have flexibility when someone gets injured?
So
you're worried about depth?
JB on point as always.
Let's talk Lions.
Let's talk Lions. It's time. We putting the chain on today when we get back. It's time to talk to Detroit Lions. 10 days out from the NFL draft in the city, man. Detroit is going to put on, and I can't wait. I can't wait.
Kool-Aid, this next segment, chat, I'm calling you out. We need your help this next segment. We're going to be playing some fill in the blank, but we need your sentences. I got a couple already built, but we're going to flip-flop. I'm going to give one, and then chat. I'm hoping you guys can give us some fill in the blanks to use live on air. But Kool-Aid,
Yes, sir.
I know these Lions got to address their defense.
They have to.
What do
you
they
know
do?
where they
Who do they
can
go
go to address that defense? It is Guardian Alarm. They offer customized solutions from real experts. Our professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation specific to your needs. It's 24/7 professional monitoring. Call us anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. It is technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. 1-800-STAY-OUT. Once again, that number is 1-800-STAY-OUT.
The BGCSM 3C Sports Conference is coming during NFL Draft Week, starting on April 24th. Special guests will include Jerome Bettis, Barry Sanders, Eddie George, Aleem McNeil, Calvin Johnson Jr., Sean H. Wilson, Cynthia Freeland, Adam Scheffner, and more. This event is open to athletes, coaches, and parents, but space is limited. So go to our website and purchase your tickets today at www.bgcsm.org.
And with the first pick in the 2024 Media Draft, Detroit selects Woodward Sports. Thank you for making us the #1 digital network in Detroit.
The new glorious ice water bubble hash pre-roll now has diamonds in it, everybody. Look, they are constantly pushing to create the best cannabis experience just for you. The perfect boost comes from the added touch of pure THC diamond dust, allowing flowers with only the highest terps, making the best even better. Glorious Cannabis, check them out at your local retailer. You know 420 is coming up. Or as always, go to gloriouscana.com.
You guys hear that?
Yeah.
Was I unmuted?
No, you were live. You were definitely
Hey,
live.
look, bro, we get one of those. We get one of those a show, man. If it don't happen, then it ain't
Must
a
be
show.
the crack I'm drinking.
Let's go.
So good.
What up, those people? Welcome back.
You gotta love Broder, man. How do you not love Broder, man?
Oh man, dog, I love starting my day with this show. And I appreciate it because the chat family, as always, word to Eduardo O'Neal, is always on one. And we're going to need you guys' participation in this next segment. The rest of the show is pretty Lions heavy.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty Lions heavy. And I can't wait. 10 days from this draft in the city. 10 days away. And we're going to be downtown in the parking lot around Tin Roof at the Jars Cannabis Draft
It's gonna be wild.
Party. It's
Oh,
going
yeah.
to be wild. It's going to be wild. Right downtown. I cannot wait, man. I can't wait. I can't wait.
The city
Take it away, bro.
the city is
Let's
already.
go.
It's getting crazy down there. When I was down for the Tigers game, parking
Let's
and everything, like they're getting. It's almost here. 10 days. We're going to be providing more Lions content, draft prep these next couple days, especially with Flannel coming back. We're going to start breaking down some position groups, some needs or targets, our opinions, who the Lions should go get. Who top wide receiver list, we're going to be talking we're going to slam it all in these next couple days. I'm so excited. But the Lions, they got a complete roster. I would argue one of the most in the NFL. That doesn't mean they're done. That doesn't mean they can't continue to build this baby out.
Yeah.
We saw injuries affect this team last year. They were able to withstand it for the most part, but that depth, raising that floor like Brad Holmes says, Dan Campbell says, like these draft picks coming up, any other free agents that they bring in, they're trying to raise that floor. So when they bring guys off the bench, there's not much of a gap between starter and backup. So, hey, I'm excited what they can do at 29. Could do so many different things. So what we're going to do, we're going to play fill in the blank. I'm going to pose some sentences, some ideas to the crew. And I want you guys to finish these sentences. And in the chat, I'm going to be looking. The guys are going to be looking. But while we're talking about this one, put in the next prompt. That's what I'll say. The next prompt. So think of a fill in the blank question, put in the chat, and maybe we'll use it right after this. So I was just talking draft. I'll hit you with that one real quick. I actually had it second on my left. So boys, fellas, the Lions should blank in the first round of the NFL draft. Interpret as you please.
Trade up.
KG, trade up.
You already know what type of time I'm on. Get aggressive. We always talk about how Brad Holmes, he's not really the most aggressive, especially in terms of free agency, but we know where he does get aggressive at is the NFL draft. I want him to go up. I want him to get a dog. I don't care if it's at corner. I don't care if it's an edge. But one of those key defensive positions, I need him to go handle that. And I believe if they get an edge rusher, to me, this defense is complete. But I will also take a corner. If they can get like a Terrion Arnold or maybe not Kamari Lassiter. What's the other guy's name? Quinyon Mitchell. Yeah, Quinyon Mitchell. That's what I was thinking about. But
Wiggins.
Yeah, Wiggins. I'm cool with either one of those. But I just need a dog. So I would prefer he move up and get a dog.
You know what? I'm right there with you, Mr. Detroit's #1 draft pick, KG. Trade up, trade up, trade up. Brad Holmes, he stated himself that we go into free agency to make sure that we can fill all of the different needs as much as we can and give ourselves an opportunity in the NFL draft to be able to go out there and just choose on the basis of best player available. They believe that talent is king as it relates to this draft. And what they've done this year, more than any other year that Brad Holmes has been at the helm of the Detroit Lions as general manager, is put themselves in a position where they have talent on this squad, so much of it that if they trade up, even if it takes extra draft capital to do so, they're actually not going to gut the ability to go and put more talent on this team. They're now adding the finishing pieces. You have a Super Bowl window that is open. Go out there and get those dogs. Go out there and make sure. Because we see all the other teams, and we have all these questions. I know it's one of the questions that you have on here as well of which team do we think in NFC North is going to be one of those teams that can challenge the line. You know what? Who cares? Go out there, solidify this team, put yourselves in the driver's seat, and absolutely press go. Man, I want to see them trade up. I'm excited as things kind of get a little bit closer, especially when we see some of the top 30 visits that they've absolutely had in here. Trade up, man. Get this thing done. Go out there with a fully talented, deep roster. What's good, KG?
No, I was just answering Chef Talks back. I want a Rottweiler, bro. I need something vicious, man. I need something vicious. But shout out Chef Talks, man.
I like Rottweilers. Hey. They're friendly when they want to be.
Man, shoot, bro. Hey, I hear you, bro. Give me like a greyhound.
Yeah.
Something vicious and fast, bro. Let's rock.
Let's rock. JB, the Lions should blank in the first round of the NFL draft.
I think we're all in lockstep here.
Nope.
What do you mean? Oh, no, you're not?
Nope.
All right. Well, I'll go and then I'll let you do yours. Hey,
let's go.
Straight up. As KG said, go out there and get that dog. Bring home a Jared Verse. Bring home a Terrion Arnold. Bring home one of these guys.
Say one of your guys.
Yes,
one of my guys.
Say you know who you want.
JJ McCarthy.
No, I want Dallas Turner. That's just me. But do it for the city. Like, the draft is here in our city. We've been so successful this past couple years. You want to top it off and do something special. Trade up. Go get a dog that everyone will be on and just cheer for. So, hey. Trade up.
Got 3 trade ups in here. I'm going to say that the Lions should make their strength stronger in the first round of the NFL draft. That means drafting an offensive lineman or drafting a wide receiver at 29.
So you stand put.
Or maybe it's Jer'Zhan Newton. Maybe it's another defensive tackle.
Yeah.
I say stay put at 29. Make your strength stronger or strengthen your strength. Keep your strength strong. However you want to approach it. Go that route.
Yeah.
Do the sure thing. I see Jackson Powers Johnson being thrown around. Say, what if he falls to 29? I think that would be a home run.
No way.
Dirty Dr. D, that's who phrased it. If he falls to 29, you go there.
And I do feel like with the rise of some of these quarterbacks as well, that there will be some players that we probably didn't believe early on will be available for the Detroit Lions if they do decide to stay put at 29. But I just, man, the more and more I think about this, with the additions that they brought in this summer, I'm like, yo, if they can go out there and get one of these guys with the talent to be able to step in and start away, even if that person doesn't start, it's like, how much better will this team be? But I cannot disagree with your premise of strengthen the elite units on this team that's been a staple of Brad Holmes, man.
Keep it going,
this
trenches, baby.
Line, in the trenches, and what he did with the defensive line as well. I'm excited, especially with the defensive line. If you can beef that up just a little bit more, I believe that the biggest winner is Jack Campbell in that linebacker room. Derek Barnes, Alex Anzalone. You go out there and you do something, two more pieces on that defensive line. I believe that our linebackers, they take a huge step forward.
Corners too. Once you get that, I said corners too. Once you get that pass rush going, that improves everything in your secondary. Everything.
Better hope that Edgar and Cooper isn't there at 61, Mr. Jack Campbell. Otherwise, he may be in a Lions uniform. Here's a great question from John Effin Lord for our next one. Blank will be the Lions kick returner. Kickoff return. I'll clarify. Kickoff return.
With the new rules?
With the new rules, yeah. In effect.
DPJ.
I
believe DPJ is going to be the guy. How about is Khalif Raymond? Is he due to be back at the start of camp?
Yeah, he'll be back.
Well, it'll be a battle between DPJ and Khalif Raymond, but I think ultimately DPJ wins the job.
JB?
I want to go DPJ, but give me J-Mo.
Let's go, baby!
J-Mo, put that speed back there. Let him know
there
as soon as you kick the ball to us that, hey, we're taking it straight to the house. Give me J-Mo.
Chef Talks Lions says J-Mo and Gibbs. Vincenzo Ferris says DPJ all day. DPJ and Khalif says Bryce Bennett. Xavier D. Bull Mastiff. That's a big dog.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's a big bird.
Yeah.
I love Mastiff.
I used to have one.
No way.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, back in the day.
How big?
I didn't know you were a dog guy, KJ.
Oh, I'm a big dog guy.
Hey, that's what's up.
What dog is going to be returning kicks, Kool-Aid?
You know what? I really like what JB had to say over there. J-Mo, look, the sensible picks, it's like KG said, I believe it's going to be like a Khalif Raymond or a DPJ. But when you talk about Jameson Williams being one of those weapons, I want to see him be one of those kind of all-around weapons anywhere he can be with offense. Anywhere as it relates to getting positive yardage, I believe Jameson Williams should have an opportunity to be able to produce, man, to be able to contribute. Whether that's in the run game, whether that's in reverses, trick plays, whether that's as just a pass catcher, or returning kicks. Even if it's not your every-time kick returner, just give him some opportunities. I definitely want to see J-Mo get the opportunity, especially with these new rules, to be able to do it. If these new rules are supposed to go towards helping to reduce injuries especially, I'm even that much more okay with J-Mo being back there. I believe a player like him thrives on touches and rhythm.
Yeah.
Thrives on big plays, and you give Jameson Williams an opportunity to make a big play, to get comfortable catching the ball, especially off of those types of kicks. How much better or more comfortable does that make him when he's running down the field catching passes? To me, at least as a basketball player, the more and more I've gotten opportunities to even like shoot free throws or shoot the technical foul shots, you know, it helped a little bit as it related to the chemistry, to the feel, and to the flow of the game as an individual player. So it's like with J-Mo, I want to be able to see him get as many touches as he possibly can to help to put his speed in space.
Yep. So I'm going to say, what was it? The full question that I had.
Who is?
Yeah, right. It was from John F. Lord. Blank will be the Lions kickoff returner. Mikey Sanders still.
Stop it.
Stop.
Here you go.
What if?
Here you
Let's
go.
say, you know what? Let me hear it.
What if?
Let's hear it.
I'm not going to make that statement, but there is value there if you draft him. He's not just a nickel.
That's true.
I don't know if this is going to be the case, but I say put Jameson Williams back there. I'm not going to run from it. Yes, there is injury concern, but the type of explosiveness that he could bring, the risk or the what that will do to an imposing special teams coach with the new rules where if you kick it over his head or the certain rules that say if you kick into certain areas, you got to put it at the 40. Like you got to give the Lions that short of the field. Just having Jameson Williams back there will force the kicker to do things, will force the opponent's special teams to do something that they don't normally want to do, keep it away from him. Or if you do kick it off to him, what have we been saying of him on offense? He just, like Kool-Aid said, he just needs touches. Like, get the ball in his hands and let his athleticism do the work. Like, we got a deep offense. We have, and maybe this is the reason, Dad, with Tourette's, to pick a wide receiver early in the draft. Like, the more depth, the more weapons you have. We never want anybody to get injured, but why would you not put your best weapons or use them in part of the game that a weapon would be used the best? You know?
For sure.
Shout out to Xavier D. He said Goff's nickname should be, I know Hendon Hooker, he had a pretty interesting, pretty funny nickname for Jared Goff.
Vanilla Vic?
Vanilla Vic. I think that's it, man.
That might be it.
That might be it. Or the Godfather.
He's got that
man.
scamper. You remember when he was on the Rams and he did have that running touchdown, and he went and tried to do he tried to jump into the stands, the Lambeau Leap out in California. He didn't go very well.
Successful.
He did it again this year with the Lions. Let me give you one more before we go to break. We'll be quick with this one. Then we'll come back. We'll finish him off. Talk Jared Goff. By the way, just because I like Mikey Sanders still, Mr. Eduardo, doesn't make me a homer. Just because I went to the school, he is actually a good football player. Like a very, very good football player.
I like that.
Love you, man. Last one before we go. After addressing the edge and the cornerback positions, the Detroit Lions need to blank before the 24 season begins. After addressing the edge and the cornerback position. So assuming they're done there. Those are the two biggest needs: pass rush and cornerback.
Yeah.
So taking that out of it, what's the next most important need?
They need to go and sign Jake Bates.
Oh!
They need to go and get the kicker. Go get that man. Hey, shout out to you Detroit Lions fans and Michigan Panthers fans who were at the game. The video was circulating and went viral everywhere. The fans like shaking his hand, getting autographs and saying, "You need to stay in Detroit." I can't even say bring him home. He's already home. He's kicking field goals, 50-plusers every single week in your arena, Detroit Lions. Jake Bates, just sign that man already. Just let him know already, hey, listen, you know what? Continue to do what you're doing here, but you got a spot with us.
You're the man of the people. You knew just how to get the people going.
Let's go, man. It's got to be. We're 10 days out, being downtown for opening day, and now kind of getting back downtown Detroit this weekend, seeing how things are starting to come together. I am pumped up, man. I am so pumped up for this Detroit Lions season, the draft, training camp, all of it, man, to be able to experience it from kind of this purview, man, with this crew, with this chat family. I'm telling you guys, man, this is going to be, for me, this is going to be kind of a storybook season. This is going to be like watching this thing through the lens of just a dream. And I can't wait because we got the Bullseye event group, tailgate parties on the way. I'm ecstatic for this Lions season, man.
It's going to be a blast. You got a lot of fans here.
I'm
KG,
ecstatic.
what are you doing after addressing the edge and cornerback position?
Yeah, so I don't know if this was a post-draft question, but to me, solidify the offensive line. Like you said, make a strength even stronger. I do believe they will be able to do that in the draft, considering all the picks that they have now, and probably what Brad Holmes will end up finagling or being able to finesse off of somebody else. So I definitely see them addressing the offensive line, get another guard in here. Also, maybe another tackle as well. So I that's where I would go.
By the way, before I go to you, JV, Steve DeYoung says, give Bates the reader treatment. Do not let him leave.
Don't let him leave.
Don't let him leave, Ford Field. JB, what are you addressing?
Exactly. Michigan Panthers games in. Lock the door on him. Lock him in the building. Don't let that man leave Ford Field. And I'm being so serious right now. I don't even know if that's a crime, but still. we need this for our Detroit Lions.
By the way, shout out Eric Allen. That beard is epic, bro. I never noticed that in the chat. Nice. JB. Sorry. Appreciate your facial hair, my dog.
Hey, shout out to the chat family.
Yo, shout out to the chat family. But Kool-Aid, I'm with you. Keep them home. Keep them home.
Keep 'em
Jake
home.
Bates.
That's it.
Sign them as soon as you can, as soon as you have that opportunity, because, hey, you're showing some love to USFL, and you're keeping him here. He's going to be kicking field goals, 60-yard field goals, still at Ford Field, and it's going to be exciting all year round. So keep him home.
Keep him home.
At least make Michael Badgley compete for the job. That's at the very least. That's all I want at the very least.
That's fair. I can't disagree with that. Competition. More competition, the better. I'm sort of going to steal an idea from Chin AAA Virus. Oh, Chin Triple.
Wait, what?
I'm not going to take anything from you virally, but you had a good idea, and I'm going to go after they address the cornerback and the edge position. Get Amon-Ra St. Brown signed to an extension.
You know what?
I like it.
Now,
round of applause for this man.
Give that man his money. Let's
Give
just
him his
get
money.
past. Give him his extension. Let's move forward. Let's start building. Let's really go for this Super Bowl immediately. It's time.
Yeah.
It's time. Pay Amon-Ra St. Brown today.
And he strikes me as one of those guys, St. Brown, that when he gets that contract, it's only going to be more fuel to ignite his fire and his fury. He's one of those guys that I know it's going to be like, you know what? This is validation. This is a guy who has been seeking validation since college, a guy who's been seeking validation in the draft, a guy who's still seeking validation right now. We saw him when they were like, yo, you're not in the Pro Bowl. Sorry. And we all thought, hey, it's just a popularity contest. It's just a game. It don't really matter. It matters to him. Why? Because in everything he does, he wants to put forth the elite effort, and he wants to be recognized for that. And I believe that this contract that he's going to get it done, like Broder said, I believe it's only going to light that fire even more. I really do.
Light it.
I really do, man. I really do.
Melt it into wax.
Yeah, and I know we got to talk about a little bit of Jared Goff stuff as well.
Hell yeah, we do. But
QB.
Speaking of, you want to be a QB?
I do.
You want to throw that pigskin or on a rope?
Hey, I'll try.
Yeah, well, you can.
How?
Well, hey, you actually can't because it's against the rules, but you can.
Oh, man.
You can. It's the QB challenge. Shake Shack and Woodward Sports. We got to remind you that it's always football season, and you have a chance to win 2 tickets to the Detroit Lions home opener. It's the Shake Shack QB challenge. Like I told Kool-Aid, if you can throw it on a rope, you could be at the home opener. So register today for your chance to win at any Shake Shack location or at woodwardsports.com. You go to the website, it pops right up right when you get there, or scan the QR code right above me. It's the QB challenge, Shake Shack and Woodward Sports. Let's go.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Old Detroit sports merch. Well, look, I got something for you right now. Go to woodwardsports.com, click on that shop tab. We are dropping new designs every single week. As you can see up there, we got the Dan Campbell and the Brad Holmes t-shirt, the election shirts. They also come on hats as well too. You know, you got to get one of those for the draft. Man. We got the Tigers as well, and you got this damn Detroit sign. I'm still upset about that. I'm still upset about that, but it is what it is. But look, go to woodwardsports.com. Check out any of these cool designs that we have popping up. And hey, you never know. We could be doing some giveaways as well too.
Yeah. Hey, it is Merch Monday.
Yeah, just hang on one second there, Kool-Aid. Let me tell them about the Boys and Girls Club of Southeastern Michigan. They and the Jerome Bettis Bus Stops Here Foundation is proud to present the 3C Sports Conference. It's there to educate, inform, and inspire players, parents, and coaches in local communities. It's got impactful speakers like the Bus himself, Eddie George, and Adam Schefter. It's going April 24th through the 26th. So for more information and tickets, scan the QR code on the screen and sign up today.
Wow. I can't wait for that. And I love this back wall, man. This is dope, and it's cool to see this happening in the city. Shout out to the Bus, Jerome Bettis. He's a person who throughout his NFL career, he's never forgotten where he's come from. He has a long history of giving back, man. As a kid, my father he was in kind of corporate America and PR and such, and he used to go to events where he would see people in the city giving back, like Herman Moore, like Robert Porsche, and the Bus, Jerome Bettis, man. It's awesome to see him doing this now. It's a great thing. Especially after losing a Titan like Earl Cureton in the city who gave so much back.
Yeah.
It's cool to see these guys all kind of doing the same.
I love the energy in the city, and there's a comment in here from Devin the Dog. I know we want to shout how good things happen in downtown.
Let's go. Hey, shout out to Devin the Dog. I always call him in pride of Inkster. That's something we're able to bond over. My grandma in where he lived there, kind of in that same area, right by where Inkster High used to be, man. Shout out to old Inkster High, Devin Gardner. He held that thing down for some time. They kept that school, I swear, they kept that school open just long enough for Devin Gardner to finish out that football season.
He was good.
They closed a couple seasons after that. But he said, big announcement, gang. Week-long pop-up at Fahrenheit 313. Exclusive shirt drops and more. Gang, come out to support 51 clothing everywhere. And shout out to Devin Dog. He's come into the studio, dropped off merch for us a couple times, man. He continues to be one of those longtime supporters. He continues to be one of those guys that's in the trenches with the Wake Up Woodward and the morning show and Woodward Sports just in general. Shout out to you, Devin. We're going to have to get boots on the ground as a crew and get out there and definitely support.
Count me in.
Yeah.
Count me in.
Definitely going to have to do that. And chat family, as always, you guys are an important part of this show. We're going to get back into this fill in the blank, and we do got to talk some Jared Goff news as well. Smash that like button to support the crew, and once you've done it, encourage somebody else to do the same, man. Let's zoom through 100 likes today.
Please.
I appreciate you guys as always.
Yes.
I'm still pumped up for these Lions, and something tells me these next 10 days, it's only going to get more and more.
How about these next 3 days? Because on Thursday, there's something happening. There's something happening that's got people talking. So I'm going to, for our last two fill in the blanks, I'm going to steal this one from Big Con. Not steal, he offered it up. I'm going to use this one, Big Con 51. If the new Lions uniforms flop, like the Detroit sign, the city will blank.
Riot.
Yeah,
look, it's not going to be a good look because, you know, if we get these new jerseys, we're probably going to have them for at least 5 to 6 years before they even consider maybe changing them again. So please nail this. Please get this right, Detroit Lions. We have been dying for a new uniform for the longest to really solidify this new change, this new era in Lions football. Do not let us down. Rod Wood, that's at you.
Hey, you know what? You got to direct it at him because he was the one that stepped out. And he stated these uniforms are to emblemize exactly what KG just stated. This is about moving into this new era. This is about creating something much more different than something that's been associated with the regimes and the ownerships and the results of before. This is just a new time for Detroit Lions football. And I believe that it's here to stay for a very long time. Let's get some jerseys that absolutely can capture what this era of Detroit Lions football is, or I do believe the fans are going to be disappointed. We spend our money on these things. We wear these things around. We put our kids in this stuff. We get these things as gifts for family members. Make this, do it right. Just do it right. The one thing I can say, especially with the Detroit Pistons and our Bad Boys jerseys, I wish they would have held those until winning times because those things were fire. But I do believe that the Lions are going to have something as fire, if not better. I'm putting my, like, Rod Wood.
Yeah.
Bro, look, we putting our faith in this Detroit Lions era in this organization.
One thing he said,
right now.
He said that they were going to keep it classic, and he also said the Lions had a great history. So I'm like, I don't.
So it looks like he's about to get on JB's nerve. They're about to bring back that old Lion.
I'm like, I don't know, man.
What up, JB?
I don't know. That old weak Lion is unbelievable.
JB, if it happens, if it flops, if they give you that old Lion, what's the city going to do?
Shout out to JZJ in the chat. I agree with you 100%. If these new jerseys flop, GMAC Cash will have a new diss song as soon as possible. And
shout out
GMAC. Harder
GMAC.
than Drake's diss song that he just put out. So,
we got to get him back on the show.
Yeah,
we
shout
got
out
to get him back
GMAC
here
Cash.
I like that clever. I like that comment. That was clever. Eric Allen says Riot. Chef Talks Lion says Riot was mine as well. I like this one. Ryan's reaction says, and I'll read the question. If the new Lions uniforms flop like the Detroit sign, the city will apathetically move on.
Yeah.
Just move on. Yeah. There's some cop cars will be flipped. Says two birds, both stones.
Shout out to Eric Allen, dog. He said, I'm with you, JB. I'm not a fan of the old slinky dog Lion either.
Yeah.
That Lion is missing some meals. If you don't, he is. That
wasn't a big dog at all.
Man.
I like the Slinky Lion. I don't like Leaping Lion. And shout out to Maz because I know that's his favorite Lions
that's
logo.
his favorite,
but
bro.
I do not like Leaping Lion,
like,
man.
Oh, I love old Leaping Lion.
That Leaping Lion went 0-16.
Killing me with that.
Leaping Lion needs to get fed.
Yeah.
Like that's not being taken care of his owner. It's so skinny.
Yeah.
You can see the bones in its back. Like that's the one that gets dropped off at the shelter or wanders around Detroit.
Man.
You need to feed that
But
man.
you know what? Lions eat largely because the queens of the pack go out there and they get it done. Shout out to Sheila Hamp. She's the queen. The Detroit Lions are eating, man. The Detroit Lions are eating.
Eating. All right. To take us into this next conversation, last fill in the blank. Last fill in the blank. The Detroit Lions should blank to keep Jared Goff as their quarterback. Again, the Detroit Lions should blank to keep Jared Goff as their quarterback.
Pay him. I mean, that's the simple answer.
Pay him what?
I would say whatever he wants that's under 55.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Whatever
I like
he
that
wants.
specificity.
Yeah, whatever he wants under 55 million, you got it, bro.
Kool-Aid?
You know what? I got to get back into my Jared Goff real quick because, I'm going to be here for a long time. I actually am, man. Shout out Woodward Sports. But I'm going to be here for a long time. Like Jared Goff said, man, get this man paid. The reports from ESPN is that they're looking at a long-term deal for Jared Goff. And that's what I want to ask people, because a lot of people were saying, you know what? We're okay if we pay him this 45 or 50 million, but 2 to 3 years, give yourself some flexibility to be able to move off this contract if you have to. But the reports are that this thing is going to be a long-term deal. I do want to ask you, Broder, what exactly does that mean?
Probably 4 years, 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
You don't want to a 5-year contract for any quarterback, more or less a quarterback. I don't want to say past his prime, or I'd argue in his prime, coming into his prime, but 5 years, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Give him 4 years. Structure the contract in a way where it doesn't hurt the team too bad long term, or it's tradable, or it's structured in a way that you can pay Penny or you can pay Hutch, or timed where you do bring Hooker up as however you do it, make him your franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
Whether there's some great answers in here, whether that's franchise tagging him for 2 years.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the route.
I don't like the tag, man.
Me neither.
Unless he
does.
specifically asks for it, it's a slap in the face. Unless he asks for it.
But you know what I've absolutely loved about Jared Goff, especially in that interview? It's the pride that you can see he has when he talks about his love for the city, when he's just kind of sitting back like, yeah, I'm going to be here for a long time. That to me is just like, yo, this is not necessarily about the money. He's going to get paid because he has to get paid. He's the quarterback of this team. He's taking this team to heights that we've never seen before as Detroit Lions fans, supporters, or media. And now you got this guy who's been inundated with nothing but love and support from the fans, especially over this last season. That King of Detroit stuff, that chanting his name, the whole season ticket holders following them around the map, taking over Lambeau, taking over. What do the Bucks play?
Raymond James.
Raymond James. That's about to say Tropicana.
Chargers.
But Raymond James, the Chargers. Seeing that type of stuff and seeing how much Jared Goff was on the field interacting with fans. That game against the Packers, we was about to run into the tunnel, but it was like more Lions fans over here, and he just like, you know what? I'm gonna go over here. You can tell he wants to be in Detroit. He wants to be in Detroit. A plus quarterback. He wants to be here. He wants to win here. He wants to put on here. He wants to wear that jersey. He wants to wear these hats. Pay that man his money. I'm all on board. I think it's the perfect storm for Jared Goff.
Peter Van Leerhoven, 8-year, $400 million, 70% guaranteed.
Whoa.
Whatever it takes, my man.
Jesus.
Okay.
I actually got a great comment from Dad with Tourette's, but I gotta ask JB first. The Detroit Lions should blank to keep Jared Goff as their QB.
I agree with KG. Pay him anything that he wants that is at least under 50. Pull the Jedi mind trick on Brad Holmes. Come on.
Pull the Jedi
want
mind trick.
55 million. That is not the money that you desire. Yeah, anything under 50.
Shout out to Trent, $5 donation. Thank you, Trent. We really appreciate it.
You, man.
He says, Jared Goff the past 2 seasons. How about this? 9,013 pass yards, 59 TDs. The only other quarterback to reach those numbers is Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Pay that man.
That's crazy.
That's right. But I got to bring up this comment.
Wait, and not just that. What's his record against Patrick Mahomes?
2-0.
2-0. Let's go, Jared Goff.
Talk about it.
Never
Let's go,
lost.
Jared Goff.
Never lost. I thought this was a great comment from Dad with Tourette's, because this is what's complicated to this situation to me as well. He says, or she. No, Dad, it's a he. I think. Now, you get down to rat, you start saying things.
Yeah.
Dad with Tourette's. Both of these are true for me. Goff's done enough to deserve an extension here, and I wouldn't hate it. I also believe QBs are overpaid, and we'd be better off starting Hooker day one and put $40 million into the defense. Not wrong.
I mean, yeah.
Like quarterbacks make so much money, especially the percentage of the cap.
That's
I know
the game,
Easy has
though.
his 12.5%, I think it is. Everyone has their thoughts.
Yeah.
To me, the key to it is you pay. You need to pay him enough to keep him happy, keep him motivated. But he needs to know, he needs to have awareness, / the Lions need to know that he's his best when you can pay that offensive line. Like,
of course.
When you can pay Amon-Ra St. Brown, when you can put the weapons around him and pay them. The key is the offensive line, but that's where it gets tricky because he's earned $50 million.
Yeah.
It's hard to argue that.
Right.
It's whether paying him $50 million on this Lions team will help the team in the immediate and long-term future.
Yeah.
I don't know necessarily all the numbers and how the contracts are structured. The cap's going to go up, but like...
Yeah. He doesn't seem like a high ego player in terms of money. He doesn't seem like a player. I think he understands that he needs to be slightly below market value in order for this team to be able to still maneuver and do things. But I'm pretty sure he knows that, and he's comfortable here. He likes it here. So I think that goes a long way in negotiations, man, especially considering the success that they have achieved. So
yeah. And you know why he likes it here? Because he's absolutely appreciated here. And sometimes that has a value as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you know you're in a place that you love, when you're in a place that you're appreciated, when you're in a place where you love who you work with, sometimes you know what? You give a few dollars back for the greater good of what that can mean for the entire team and what they're trying to do.
Yep.
This isn't a quarterback who's just had a great 2 seasons for the Lions and is just looking to capitalize on that. This is a guy who's absolutely trying to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
A Super Bowl. I believe Jared Goff knows the only way that the narratives go completely away from him, especially with the LA Rams history that's always going to loom in his career, is to go out there and win a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. If that is numero uno in Jared Goff's mind, that I believe is going to be what ultimately kind of influences how this contract goes. And honestly, I believe he's going to work his tail off to get the Detroit Lions to the top of the NFC or NFL mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're close. This is his second team. Second team. He's one of only 2 quarterbacks in the history of the NFL to have turned a team that hadn't won their division in 10 or more years into division champs. Kurt Warner was the only other one. He's done that with the Rams, who were kind of crappy before that.
Absolutely.
And we all know the Lions' history. I get what you're saying. And I'm with you. You like to think, and he seems like that guy, like, I've made my money, $161 million throughout his career already. That's a lot of money. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of money. It's hard to ask another man to turn down market value.
Right.
Especially, and I think the key to this all is the players' union. Like, they don't want him to give a super aggressive, team-friendly deal to the Lions.
Yeah,
then
of course.
That affects all the other quarterbacks behind him.
Yeah.
To me, Deshaun Watson screwed this all up anyway. Like, it shouldn't be this high anyway.
He did. And then with the cap going up every year, the TV contracts, like, you got to expect the market is going to continue to rise.
Exactly.
So it's just, that's the game. Unfortunately,
it's already gone up.
So we saying lock him in before it gets too high,
that's what I've been saying.
The cap goes up, so you have more room. Also before another quarterback gets paid $50, $55, $60 million.
Where we sit right now next year, I guarantee you some quarterback is going to make 60 plus next year.
And you know what? I'm so glad that actually is a conversation that got brought up, because one of my mindsets was, if we wait till next year, is he more expensive? You know what I mean? Is he going to have earned it? Are we going to be certain that he's earned that contract next year? Probably a little bit more certain. If you're giving him a big deal next year, it's because he's done great things this year. But if you lock him up right now, especially for long term, I do believe you avoid where contracts are headed. You're able to kind of take advantage of where the future cap space and the increases are going to happen next season and the seasons after. And you're able to have Jared Goff really in a contract that I believe in a few years we're going to be looking at and saying, you know what? This is pretty decent compared to what other quarterbacks are getting around the league, especially these rookies who have come in, lit the league on fire, and these young players who are going to be getting these new contracts maybe in a couple years from now.
Yeah, and by taking care of Jared Goff early, we know the pros and cons of his game, what he's good at, what he's bad at. So you can build the team. Once you commit to him, you can build the team around him like they have.
They relatively have already.
Exactly. So get him signed before Ben Johnson leaves, so that he can work with Ben Johnson, and maybe it's Tanner Engstrand, maybe it's someone already on the coaching staff that's the next OC, or just approaching the season in their preparation to hand the reins over to Jared Goff and whoever the OC is next.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You sign Jared Goff, maybe Mark Brunell is keeping him as just your quarterback coach. Maybe that becomes the most important offseason signing in 2025.
Yeah.
You're losing Ben Johnson. Jared Goff has improved. He gets smarter each and every year, but having that consistency with the quarterback coach to help bridge the gap to whoever's the new offensive coordinator, you're able to make those decisions because you know you know everything is built around your quarterback. And if you know who it is, whether that's Goff or Hendon Hooker, which are two completely different types of quarterbacks, you can then build your roster, finish off your roster accordingly.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. Yeah. And I want you guys as well, because we also have mailbag on the way. Definitely put your comments in, because not just the questions. I want to be able to read those comments as well on what you believe should happen with Jared Goff. JB, if you could just keep tabs on some of those that come in. But I want to be able to see what the chat family is thinking.
Did you see Boban Marjanovic?
I saw that.
He missed a free throw on purpose.
Whoa. Okay, I got you. I see where you're going, JB Smooth.
Got you.
I see where you're going.
Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We want to talk about two of these top 30 visits. Quickly before we get to what's trending with JB Smooth.
The most
Kool-Aid. Can you tell us about some insurance?
I can.
Cutting your hair?
Hey, look. Swiss with the first pick in the 2024 draft. Detroit picks Swiss Insurance Group, and you should too. Woodward Sports in Detroit, top pick for your insurance needs. Keep your current provider honest and price out Swiss today. Go to SwissINS.com or call Mark today at 313-530-1698. Shout out to Flannel again. That number is 313-530-1698. And if you want to feel awesome, gotta get into Lady Jane's. Awesome is when a guy can be a guy and get an amazing haircut. That is Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Stop in, sit back, and relax, and let one of Lady Jane's talented stylists make you look and feel great. Walk in anytime. It's Lady Jane's. That's wicked awesome.
Buying your first Feldman Chevrolet is much more than buying the car that will get you from point A to point B. It's a place for first memories, some big, some small. As she grows, you're not just buying her a Chevy, you're buying into a Feldman family. With more than 700,000 vehicles sold, from generation to generation, Feldman just keeps rolling.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Woodward Sports got your Detroit sports coverage all day long. Not a piece of it, not a little bit, all of it. You mean?
Hey.
Wake up Woodward every morning, 8 to 10. Y'all know what it is, man. But after that, you know we got Neil Rule, man. You know we got Red Wings legend Darren McCarty on Big D Energy every day, 11 to 1. Then we got Braylon Edwards and Ryan Armani and Maz with our Armani, Edwards, and Maz every day, 2 to 4. And end your day with the heavyweights, Big Easy and Spinmo Racks at night, 5 to 7 every night. So Woodward Sports is your Detroit sports coverage all day long on air and on social media.
Hey!
Bro, these blew up this weekend.
Oh, Brad! Turn up! What up, dog?
Let's go!
Man! What up, though, people? Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward. We appreciate you guys for kicking off your morning with the Woo Crew.
You can't not get jacked up from those.
Yeah, man.
I don't know where those came from, that they exploded.
Away till Brad Holmes season. Let's go. I'm pumped up, man. Hey, chat family, few away from 100 likes. Smash that like button. Smash that like button.
All on the flow.
Let's go, man. Yo, bro, we were on one, dog. We were on one. It is crazy how the energy just continued to build. If y'all could have seen us while that video was going on.
Eduardo was cooking up a lot of our crew, too, throwing it into it. I don't know how that, I mean, I didn't even look at how to make it, but, like, no idea who did all that or what site. I think they're hilarious. I think, yeah, shit. They're amazing.
The Sheila one is amazing, dog.
Yeah.
They're amazing. Like you can't, it's hard to not just get a little little jolt of energy. It's like Bias hitting a home run.
Right.
It's like, that's I haven't seen that before.
Okay.
Contact?
Adjustments.
You talking about contact?
You talking about
Let's
contact?
go.
Right.
Let's go. I'm pumped up. I'm so pumped up.
Yeah,
I
dude.
really am. And that didn't help at all to calm me down.
Is that how you would
Caffeine
dance?
just hit too.
Is that how you would dance if the Lions walked out of the first round with Terrion Arnold?
Stop it.
Or Jer'Zhan Newton?
Stop it.
Because those are two guys who they've hosted in the recent week. 2 top 30 visits. Jer'Zhan Newton, yes. And Terrion Arnold. We'll talk whether you trade up for him or not. But would you be dancing like this?
Hey, hold on, man. Let me hear that music again. No, we got to get it hype again. Hey! Woo!
Hey.
Hey! Hey! Hey!
Hey. Cook up. Hey.
Old Chat family's going crazy. Shout out to Broder. Woo! Let's go! I told y'all, man. I'm so pumped up. I'm sweating now. I'm sweating. Now I'm supposed to have this shirt
The album.
crispy for the exit interviews, man.
Hopefully got a backup in the trunk
Man.
between the duct tape and the rope.
Oh, wait a minute.
What?
Wait a minute.
He knows my Jake Bates plan. Keep him in Detroit.
Right.
That's a psycho right there.
At all costs.
Psycho, that Bates Motel, baby.
Oh, snap, man.
By the way, shout out Khalif Raymond. God dang it. I've been messing up
Get
a lot
it
today.
together.
Khalil Dorsey.
Yes, sir.
This shirt, this was his design.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is his foundation. He drew
wow.
this.
Oh,
wow.
He designs all the work, all the clothing. It's called Through the Pain Clothing Company. Khalil Dorsey, really awesome guy. I'm really into fashion and art. This is for hey, how about that? He's a talented artist. His clothing company is to benefit mental health, mental illness, really just supporting your brothers and sisters, supporting everyone who you see. So shout out to Khalil Dorsey. Terrion Arnold would be competition on the depth chart for him, but I think a lot of Lions fans would be happy if they drafted Terrion Arnold out of Alabama. I'd be happy if you got Terrion or Jer'Zhan Newton.
Yeah.
You'd probably have to trade up for both. I'm like 99% sure you got to trade up for Terrion Arnold.
Yeah.
Question is whether Jer'Zhan Newton falls. It's hard to imagine. To me, it's hard to imagine the way the NFL is.
Yeah.
Such a disruptor up the middle. There's only two, the top 2 defensive tackles, Byron Murphy the second and Jer'Zhan Newton. I have a hard time believing they're going to fall to 21.
Yeah.
If they are, like Flannel says, pick. I think those are two of the guys. I have a very small list of who I would move up for. Mm-hmm. I think those two are on the list. Terrion Arnold is definitely one on the list.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to ask you, as obviously the football knowers of the crew. Who would you want if the Lions were going to spend the capital? Who is it out of these two that you would want? Is it Terrion?
Between
It's
the
Terrion.
two? Yeah, Terrion.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Most year, 9 out of 10 times, most years I would say Jer'Zhan Newton. Like the concept of getting pressure up the middle, not just stopping the run, but actually getting pressure on the quarterback up the middle, not just edge rush, pressure up the middle, I think is such an important aspect to today's game, especially as it gets more spread out, it's a more offense-heavy league. I love the idea of getting a defensive tackle like that. Mm-hmm. Because we signed DJ Reader, I think you just err on the side of going and getting your cornerback one of the future. Not that I'm not saying he would be that year one.
Yeah.
But that's why you take him in the first round. You get 5 years with him. Yeah. Cornerback is a need. So if he's that guy, you go up and get him.
Yeah, Eduardo O'Neill said, F them picks, baby. And I'm seeing a lot of Dallas Turner love in the chats as well.
Dallas
That should
Turner's
be
a freaking
music to
stud.
JB's ears. Yeah.
Dallas,
everybody's ears.
He's one of the best athletes. He's got one of the highest ceilings. He's already a projected top 15, if not top 10 pick. But his ceiling is raising too. He's athletic. He's got a pretty deep bag of pass rush moves. Yeah. He performed at Alabama. Dallas Turner would be a great pick for whoever gets him. But imagine him on the opposite side of Hutch.
Don't master.
The way you put the stank on there.
Put the stank on it. But with DJ, there's so many decisions to be made, and maybe this is a reason, guys, why you go Jer'Zhan Newton. Hypothetically, maybe we have this conversation tomorrow or Wednesday. You're going to need to extend Ali McNeil at some point, or make a decision on his contract. with DJ Reader showing up in his contract year, in Ali McNeil's contract year.
Oh man,
like
we know about the contract year bump.
Do you have to prioritize signing him earlier than we thought, like nowish, before, let's say hypothetically, with DJ Reader next to him, he has 10 sacks.
Yeah.
Or he plays his face off, gets 8 sacks, and just continues to progress. He might make himself too expensive.
Well, the cool thing, though, is that they have some players that they signed this offseason that aren't on long-term deals. So if these guys do prove to be those guys, like if Aleem proves he's worth it, they're able to go ahead and make that investment in him and let some of these other players kind of go.
Yeah.
It's what you said as well about what you want them to see what you want to see them do in the offensive line. We know that there's some guys that are signed for 1 year, some guys that might not have the longevity. You get some players in here that can absolutely augment, that can learn from some of these talents that you brought in either via free agency or extended. And I think it gives them an opportunity, like an Aleem McNeil, go out there and prove that you're the one worth this bag. Go out there and prove it.
Yeah.
The Lions are set up to be able to accept it, man.
Yeah, in my last mock draft, that's why I took Chris Jenkins in the second round.
That would be my plan.
Cue the Homer comments. I know they're probably happening down there. No, but I took him because he's a lot. He reminds me of a Lee McNeil, and he still has upside.
Yeah.
Like the way he was used in Michigan's offense. Yeah. It's almost like the defensive version of J.J. McCarthy. Like there's more in him, more in the tank than I know. There's more in the tank than he showed. Then they allowed him to show, and he was still great.
Yeah.
So you pick him at 61 if he's there. That's also insurance for if Aleem leaves.
And I wasn't laughing at you, man. Shout out to ZD in the chat. He said, "Did you say the Lions need to keep some money on the side for a hooker?" Pause.
Whether that's paying your players or hooking your players up when they come for visits, depends. Although I don't know if a lot of guys that Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes are bringing in.
You know what? We're going to have to talk about Broder's recruitment to Michigan off air, man. I need to hear we need to hear the stories. We need to figure out what aspects of these things we can make PG enough to bring to the show.
What's the proper phrase to use this day? Not hazing, but initiation. Like, are all these off limits? And we all know every team does a little rookie bonding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's some fun ones.
We've seen Blue Mountain State. It's okay.
Yeah, it wasn't fun at the time. You guys ever heard of Edward Scissorhands?
Yeah.
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 There's your tease.
They cut your hands off?
No. No, like the drinking game Edward Scissorhands.
Edward 40 hands.
I'm like, wait.
This is the harmless part, but yeah, give you a little peek behind the curtain.
But Edward 40 hands. Okay.
Edward. That's what I'm. Did I say just Edward Scissorhands?
Exactly.
Yeah, Edward Scissorhands.
That's
So
my
I thought
fault.
somebody got hurt.
What?
So that's all I'm like,
fault.
what?
That's my fault. Edward 40 hands.
Got it.
Warm Colt 45.
And 2 zigzags?
Yes. There's a whole thing. There are things that happen, as a lot of people fail to know. Some things that happen in a locker room have to stay there.
Yeah.
You don't air out your dirty laundry in front of the world.
Yeah. I agree.
You know what it's time for, though? Speaking of airing out dirty laundry in front of the world.
Can I get you guys hyped before we go to break?
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Are we going to break right now?
Hey! The Queen!
Let's go.
Hey!
Sheila.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Look at him.
Hey.
Look at him. Jeans fitting.
Booty had me light.
Hey.
Get it,
This
girl.
ain't Martha.
Get it.
Hey, this ain't Martha.
Get it, girl.
Hey,
Let's go.
this
Step
ain't
up
Willie
to the
Clay.
streets.
Hey, this ain't Willie Clay.
Smash
Hey.
that like button for Sheila. Hey. Let's go. I wasn't even trying to be caught on camera.
What's the original video of that?
Probably Travis Scott, I think.
Little Yachty.
Oh, it's Yachty. Okay,
Yeah.
I knew it was somebody. Yeah.
It don't even matter no more because Brad and Sheila own that. It's
Yeah.
theirs now.
Lottie Dottie, we came to potty.
Lottie Dottie. We came to party.
Did I give you guys a disappointing one as well, too?
Sure.
Sure. Oh man, what is this?
By the way, we're just rolling this into what's trending with JB
yeah.
Smooth. So
So
let it
this
fly.
is basically Kool-Aid walking out of your LCA.
Troy don't get the right to do this. Troy do not get the right to do this at all.
Why is you're not backwards?
Whoa!
Somebody get this man off the stage.
14 wins.
When I see Troy on the stage, I just think of Showtime at the Apollo, man. We need to get Sandman out here and get his ass off the stage.
What happened?
We got to educate Roder on Showtime at the Apollo.
Well, that's where the comedy club or the stage where Chris Rock and all the legendary comedians used to perform, right?
Yeah.
Did I see Troy go out a fan in that clip?
He might.
That one fan who was chirping him?
Yeah. I saw a Red Wings fan out there. I think he was going that.
Maybe. That's why he was wearing his
gracious,
suit on backwards.
man.
Well, cool. How about you introduce this segment?
Hey, we're going to just get into it right now? Hey,
Why
well,
not?
let's rock, man. It's time for the most electrifying segment in sports entertainment. If you smell what JB Smooth is cooking with what's trending.
Jay Bizzle.
There we go. Let's rock. Hey.
What's up, fellas?
What's up? Gotta honor our wrestling aficionado.
Yes,
Let's
yes,
rock.
yes, indeed. That bloodline storyline will continue on probably the Survivor Series. We'll see Roman return as well too. But I got to get into this. You guys almost spoiled it a little bit.
Oh boy!
But Boban, you guys, he's a man of the people, a man of the Houston Rockets.
Fans are getting excited here. There might potentially be some free chicken.
Shout out to Boban still being in the league.
Is there a better, more like human being? Human-like NBA player?
I don't think so.
Little frothy.
Oh, they're playing
Boban, I got you.
Boban's playing with the crowd. Say, you want chicken?
Here's your job.
Oh, he gave him chicken.
Let's go. Let's go. I love that energy.
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's
Free chicken.
like a shot.
Is it bad that I still wish he was a Piston?
No.
Be some free chicken
Like-
on the board if he misses
Well,
the
he was a
second
Piston.
free.
This is kind of a stretch, but you see like the energy in Houston. Like, I don't know where he is in the rotation, if he really even plays at all
The
anymore.
bottom of the rotation.
But how much
absolutely.
support this team has for like that team is together.
Yeah.
And their fans are all over that.
Yeah.
Like I love seeing that. That's what we need in
That's
Detroit.
dope. That's dope.
Free chicken.
That's dope. I like that, man. How do we do that with some Sorokis or some Chicken Shack?
Free chicken if
We're
they
gonna have
make
to
a
get
free
that.
throw.
We're going to have to get that going, man. I absolutely love
get
that.
that one?
Shout out to Boban.
Free
He's
chicken if
always
they
been a man
get
of
a
the
win.
people, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Boban.
Man, shout out to Boban because that was incredible. I wasn't expecting him to do that, let alone actually give the fans some free chicken.
Yeah, and then
with all
he
this.
made sure to let the fans know, hey, look. I can
I
hit
got
those
you
if I
guys.
wanted
I got
to.
you
This
guys.
is for y'all.
Yeah, free corn dogs, Jackie. Free corn dogs for everyone. Eric Allen. Ma, get the meatloaf. I love Boban. I love Tobias Harris.
Yeah.
Together. Not separate.
Oh man. All right, so I gotta play you guys this video. I don't know what is going on in the NBA, but why won't you just sit here and just make the layup for the love of God?
Wait, what is about to happen? What?
Okay, I love that.
Why don't you
That's
just take the
dope.
layup?
I know.
Yeah, but that's dope. Sight.
Two.
Sight. Ooh, Tyler Hero with the dish.
Is that to Caleb Martin?
It looked like it, yep.
Yeah, that's Caleb.
I'm so conflicted on this. But you know
That's
what?
smart, actually.
Yo, he been learning from Xavier Simpson.
That's what I thought,
Yeah.
too, when I saw that.
What if he would have missed the dunk though? Then what?
I feel you on that one.
I mean,
Wouldn't you be a little more worried about Tyler Hero missing the dunk, jumping off 2 feet, and try or a layup?
Or a layup, yeah.
Like he saw Caleb Martin come, was like, oh, he's got nobody
Yeah.
in front of him here.
2 people trailing him, too. I think that was the smarter play.
I think it was a great play.
Yeah, it was dope.
He got 2 people.
It was
Yeah.
definitely exciting.
That's like us white people.
We got
That's like our breaking ankles. Like a savvy pump fake layup. That's our breaking ankles. I look up to that man. You're my hero.
Oh,
Tyler. You know what I'm saying?
That's heartbreaking.
You gotta watch what I say, but it's like you're
The
not
pump fake.
wrong, bro. I've
The
been
pump
gotten
fake
by
is your
many of
breaking
pump
ankles.
fakes.
Nah,
Of course, a pump fake layup.
I don't even
You
know.
gotta go. I mean, look, bro. When
I-
I see bro the pump fake, every level of basketball played on them,
Listen.
they can hit the shot, bro. You gotta jump.
I don't even know if pump fake it is for the white people, man, because Melo is the greatest pump faker of all time. We all know that. So.
Facts.
Hey, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Hey, you know what? Whoever you learned it from,
Lethal.
shout out.
Lethal.
Bro, they got me cracking up, dog.
That's hilarious.
Brother, you're killing me on this one.
Do what I
can. I'm gonna leave you guys on this one. Shout out to Dana White and UFC.
man.
UFC 300 was this past weekend, and the main event was good. I'll give him credit for that. But the better fight was for the BMF belt between Justin Gaethje and Max Holloway.
Hey.
And I
The
need to
Blunt
play
Money
you
Fast, bro?
guys this 10-second piece of what happened in the final round. I'm just telling you right now, it was amazing.
10 seconds.
This is the final 10 seconds of the 5th round.
Whoa.
Wait.
That's how you throw him,
Wait.
man.
Bam!
Oh!
Wait,
Oh!
but did he call a shot?
Oh, that's a buzzer beater.
Yeah.
Bro, he pointed to the middle of the ring, and it was just like, you know what, let's rock.
The last 10 seconds, he was like, yeah, let's just go at it right here.
I respect it,
in the middle of the octagon. You and me just throwing hands.
Yeah, just square up.
Oh, I gotta see that knockout again.
He caught him with that last one.
And I mean, you see fighters do that a lot, kind of like when the clock is expiring in a round, you see them kind of get more aggressive towards the end of the round, but you got to respect it. Two guys going just head up like that, just blow for blow, and the better man won. Pause. Better man won, man.
He's such a child. Hey, okay, here we go. Oh, you did point. Oh,
Sheesh.
That was right after it ducked out of the way.
Counter,
And there was 1 second left on the clock when he knocked him out, too.
That's crazy. Right on the button.
It's like that goal that the Wings scored a couple nights ago.
Yeah.
To ruin the shutout for.
Hey, Hello Name said best UFC card of all time. Bryce Bennett folding him. Hello Name, best sport on the planet. Hey, you know what? It's cool to see the people resonating with the UFC.
Oh yeah,
it's pretty dope.
I saw it blew up on social media. I was like, man, I got it.
It blew up.
I didn't think this, so I'm lying to you in this next statement. I was thinking JB's gonna play a clip on what's Wake Up Woodward. He did, and I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I'm learning.
Hey, we got some more business to take care of, right?
Oh, yeah, we do.
Yeah,
one more break, and then come back. And guys, get your mailbag questions in. We tried to be better getting on time today for mailbag, so we're going to take a quick break, come back and answer any questions you have for the next 10 minutes. Let's do it.
Yeah, because I definitely want to hear about I want to hear about KG's experience as well. I know you were at
WWE SmackDown.
Yeah.
SmackDown.
Facts.
Hey, I want to hear about that. But look, man, that lion energy, we talked about the fact that they got to eat. They got to eat. You know where they can go to eat and get the best? That is Premier Pet Supplies, hands down. Michigan's best pet store, same prices, and all the convenience of the online and big box retailers with one major difference. They've been family and locally owned for over 30 plus years. They have 60 brands of food and nutrition experts to help you same day, local curbside, and home delivery. Give your pet the best at Premier Pet Supply. That is www.premierpetsupply.com.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
BGCSM 3C Sports Conference is coming during NFL Draft Week, starting on April 24th. Special guests will include Jerome Bettis, Barry Sanders, Eddie George, Aleem McNeil, Calvin Johnson Jr., Sean H. Wilson, Cynthia Freeland, Adam Scheffner, and more. This event is open to athletes, coaches, and parents, but space is limited. So go to our website and purchase your tickets today at www.bgcsm.org.
Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a first-class, convenient car buying experience. They call it the Feldman Advantage. They got 18 locations, so there's got to be a dealership in your backyard. Just visit feldmanauto.com to find the location nearest you and catch Woodward Sports there every other Tuesday. Down at Chevrolet, Feldman Chevrolet of Novi. Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer. I can also tell you about that chicken. That's that Soroki's Nashville Hot Chicken. It's back. They got. This is what Soroki's is featuring. Fresh, crispy Nashville Hot Chicken tenders. Nashville Hot Chicken Sandwich, Nashville Hot Loaded Fries, and their newest, Nashville Hot Pizza. This is a limited time offer. It's a must-try. So visit Sorokis.com to place your order online or stop at any one of their 11 convenient locations for all your needs.
Chick.
Yep.
Hey, the man, CDC.
Dan the man.
Let's go.
Yeah, man.
Let's go.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Break it down, Dan.
Yeah, man. I love you guys, man. I love you guys, man. I love you guys, man.
Time to go.
We're going to the Super Bowl. Hey, we're going to the Super Bowl. Hey, we're going to the Super Bowl. Hey. Woo! Man, what a show today.
We need someone to come out on stage next week doing that.
Yo, we
not
gotta,
named Roger Goodell.
Hey, just run up there, man. You're gonna be in the building, right? Did you tell the people? I don't think you told the people.
No, I'll be there. We've teased it. I'll be there. I'm not streaking out on the stage. This is Detroit's chance. You don't want to see my naked body.
Hey, you gotta go out there and break it down, man.
Maybe you do. Let's get into mailbag.
Run out there like, for Sheila!
Forward down the field.
Hey,
you got something to ask me about from Chef Talks Lions.
Chef's Talk Lions. Where is it at in the chat here?
All right, I'll ask a mailbag. Broder, what are you doing Wednesday night at 8 p.m.?
Okay.
I'm going on the Chef Talks Lions podcast.
Hey!
Let's go.
Shout
We're
out.
recording. Chef came on Wake Up Woodward. I'm going. We're recording, and I'm not in Melbourne, but we're going international.
Let's go.
International Chef Talks Lions.
Let's go.
I appreciate you, man. I'm excited. I'm excited to chop it up with you.
That's dope. So we get to support. Listen, if you guys do content, if you guys have small businesses, if you guys have things that you want us to be able to support, let us know, man. Shout out to Devin the Dog as well.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chef's Talk. We're going to support as many people as we can. Shout out to the people who send in their mock drives as well.
Hell yeah.
That's what we want to do, man. And shout out to the chat family today. You guys were on one. We have zoomed past 100 likes on the stream. If you haven't already, definitely go on ahead and smash that like button and continue to help out your Woo crew.
Woo crew.
The energy, it's been
It is. And I got another.
Away.
Keep that energy, Kool-Aid. Eduardo.
Yes,
Excuse me, Eduardo O'Neill asked. Mailbag. Was the highlight of the Pistons season the GM clapping back? Answer honestly.
Hey, look, man, if he can find a way to channel that type of fight into the team, I think they're going to be all right.
Yeah.
All right. We'll leave it at that. John effing Lord, mailbag. KG and JB.
What up?
We both know that Jacob Fatu is signed to the WWE.
Yes.
Also probably aligning with Solo and Tunga. Who else do you see joining the new bloodline? In parentheses, he's saying Samoan SWAT from MLW.
Ooh,
And
that would be
JB,
nice.
I'm going to hear JB first, but and then because KG, when you give your answer, I also want to kind of hear about your experience this weekend.
Yeah,
too.
it kind of ties into it too, but
Dope.
that would be dope. But I do think that they can keep it just as is with Solo, with Tama, and now with Jacob Fatu, who will eventually be brought up. But SmackDown, man, Friday, it was a great time, man. Allegedly, it sold out according to WWE. They sold the place out. And yeah, man, we got to see, you always want to go when there's something significant going on. We got to see Solo Sikoa finally start taking over the bloodline in Roman Reigns' absence, man. So that was a lot of fun, man. We also got our number one contender match going into next week, LA Knight versus AJ Styles to determine
LA Knight.
to determine who will face Cody Rhodes at the first pay-per-view post WrestleMania, which will be Backlash in France, I believe. So
yes, it's in France. Yeah.
Also, I'm not gonna give this away, but people in attendance know the WWE are teasing something, and I'm gonna show JB a little bit after the show, but don't be surprised. We may get a debut from somebody that we've kind of been wanting to debut from, especially considering the events that took place last year. So I'll just leave it at that. But, man, it was a great time, man. Detroit, we always bring it, man. The crowd was rowdy, man. They were raring to go. And, yeah, man, it was fun.
Let's go.
Man, kind of better than them AEW crowds I've been seeing as of late. But I like the combination that they have right now with Solo. If they could add anyone, it would probably be The Rock, because I do see him coming back. He's already mentioned that he's already got his eyes on WrestleMania 41. So who knows what they could build on that. But definitely at Survivor Series, I can see Roman coming back and it'd be him and the Usos versus the newer bloodline members as well too. Hell, you could probably even add Sammy into that as well too, depending on how his title reign goes. But I like the direction that the bloodline is now headed in, especially with Solo kind of stepping up and taking charge.
It's giving new life.
Yeah, it's giving them new life, and honestly, I would like to see a nice run with Solo. So
yeah, but Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu along with Solo, that's gonna be nasty.
That's a squad.
Nasty.
That's right.
Thanks for educating us.
Yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
know shit about
I
it.
know you was just over there looking oblivious though.
No, I'm reading through mailbag questions, but I learned, like, I think fighting sports, WWE, MMA, they're so interesting to me. I don't know all the it's such a storytelling sport. Like, I got to learn from you guys. So
you will.
I appreciate that. There's a great question in here. There's a couple of great ones. But Rando Smalls, mailbag, if healthy and in this draft, where would Hooker get drafted? Hendon Hooker, first round, ahead of who?
So wait, rephrase the
So
question.
if Hendon Hooker was coming out this year healthy, where would he go in the
Shit.
draft? Who would he go ahead?
He would be a top 3 quarterback, absolutely.
I think he's probably going ahead of JJ.
If he never got injured, he would have been in the Heisman running.
Yeah,
That's true.
Wow.
You still put Caleb ahead of him.
Yeah.
You probably still put Jaden Daniels ahead.
Yeah.
I would put him ahead, or I would at least predict that he goes ahead of J.J. McCarthy. The question is Drake May. I'm definitely putting him in front of Drake May.
Mm-hmm.
There are people who think Drake May is a lot better than I think, so there's probably a bigger argument there.
Yeah.
But I'm having him go 3. So
Yeah.
it would be in the top 10.
Yeah, I can see it.
I can see that.
Maybe to the Washington Commanders.
JB McCarthy over there. He just saying that because he wants to see JJ push down the draft board.
I don't want
That's how
JJ
it
to go to the
is.
Vikings.
I don't.
I want the Vikings
either.
to get Drake May or Penix or Nix or somebody.
Yeah.
Just go to the Patriots, JJ. Just go to the Patriots.
Seriously.
Yeah, I saw
Move
that
on.
they were having dinner with him.
Oh, with JJ?
Yeah, Patriots and JJ.
Yeah, dude. Anytime he meets with a team, like they're gonna fall in love with him.
Yeah.
That's the easy stuff for him. It's the scouts projecting how good he's gonna be as a quarterback, passing the ball.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be good. There are reasons why that's more projecting on my part than someone like Caleb Williams or Jaden Daniels, who have shown the good, the bad, and the ugly. We've seen it. We haven't seen a lot out of JJ.
Yeah.
Players, Broder, what are the chances that we move off Baez? Very slim to none, like 1%. Not because we shouldn't, just because we can't.
Yeah, buckle up.
Yeah, he's too expensive. You can't move him down to the minor leagues because of his contract. And unless he produces, he has no trade value.
Now, if you got $98 million in your pocket, then go ahead and talk to Chris Illich and make it happen. But unless you got $98 million, it's definitely not happening anytime soon. So
Yes, that is the only way. I know Bryce Bennett has a really good one in here. Maybe we want to end on it unless you guys find. By the way, Steve Wild, shout out to you. I haven't responded to any questions. What do you think of Bub Means as a prospect? He's a wide receiver out of Pitt, right? Pretty fast, 6'1", 6'2". I really can't give you an honest answer. I don't know. I haven't looked into him too far. I don't think he's in the top 3 round, like that top 15 of wide receivers, but I'll look into him. We're going to be talking wide receivers later this week. Steve Wilds, I will definitely look into him. Where are you, Bryce Bennett? Yeah, okay, here we go. This is a question for you guys. Maybe we get off on this. Shoot.
Whoa.
Oh, pause.
My bad. Bryce Bennett, mailbag. What is the best black slang Broder mispronounces? And if there's nothing that you can think of, go just what would you would expect me to mispronounce. Enjoy.
This is tough, man. JB, you got anything? I'm sure Broder has mispronounced some. I just can't think of anything.
I'm sure he has. I just can't think of anything off the top of my head right
Megan
now.
Z Stallion?
Yo, yeah.
Is it me?
That's one.
Sweetie. What's Sweetie's name?
Sweetie.
Oh.
Hey, they said, can you say Shawty?
Shawty? Shorty? Are we talking like Shorty like mine, like Bow Wow, or Get It Shawty like Lloyd?
I mean, they're the same type of shouties.
Yeah, you heard that? Remember Lil Wayne and Lloyd?
Yeah.
That's the only word I know.
Yeah.
The title.
He was using itis in the wrong context as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you first started using it, you've gotten a little bit better. But
Remind me again, the itis is the...
when you eat a lot of grease, preferably pork, and you get sleepy afterwards.
That's right. It's the black people version of tryptophan.
Yeah, tryptophan?
Was that white? I've
never heard of that. Like, what is
That's
that?
Explain it.
Like-
Culture us.
Tryptophan. That's the chemicals that make you tired after you eat at Thanksgiving, or at least it's commonly referred to.
Nah, that's
around
just itis, bro.
Thanksgiving.
That's
That
just
ain't
itis.
commonly referred. That is not right. Tryptophan, commonly referred.
Like, I know both terms too, which is so weird.
Are they not the same
about
thing,
life.
like tryptophan and itis?
They're basically the same thing, but it's the white version versus the black version, I guess you could say.
Is it the correct term? Is scissorprolene the proper slang for Sprite? What's the drug?
Promethazine?
Promethazine and a Jolly Rancher?
Yeah.
Out of a styrofoam cup, Lil Wayne?
You said what's the
Scissorprolene. Or are they both the same?
I mean, we just call it SERP, or I've never heard scissorpolene.
You never heard of scissorp?
Yeah,
or
scissorp, yeah, but
or lean.
that's
scissorpolene. Although that's a scissorpolene.
Scissorpolene.
Oh, wow.
I
What
like
did
that.
you just created, brother?
And a nationwide drug problem.
Will this help me keep Jake Bates here
Well, what?
in Detroit? This is Zerpeline.
Oh, Yeah, I don't know if he'd be able to kick a 64-yarder after sipping on some scissor. Sipping on some scissor. 3-6 Mafia is an underrated group.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Is group the right terminology?
Yeah. Certainly.
Okay.
Hey, bro, Bryce Bennett, love that.
Brother, can you rap a Paul Wall lyric?
Oh my goodness.
Was he sitting sideways?
Yeah, sitting sideways.
Yup, your grills is too. That's a little mix of.
It's the Iceman Paul Wall. Got my mouth flicking something like a crystal ball.
Yeah,
come on.
Hey,
there we go.
He's from Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
What's the one? Is he Drive Slow, Homie? No, that's Kanye West.
Kanye.
But that is Paul Wall.
Oh yeah, he's on it.
Yeah, he's on it.
Drive slow, homie.
You never know, homie.
Need to pump your brakes and drive slow, homie.
Hey.
I forget the Paul Wall verse, but
Cars like my movie. Cars like my crib. I got more TVs than here than where I live.
Hey.
Hey, here's
Dynamite.
I love it.
Show him you can say, what up, though?
What up, though?
There we go.
Hey,
Let's
that's all
go.
we need.
Chat, you guys are the best.
As always.
I'm imagining there's some. Yup.
Yeah.
Oh, hey. I love you guys.
Oh, Mitten Maid, Trip DeFan, Troy Weaver.
Charles Oakley.
Come on, y'all. Come on. Oh, my God.
Amazing.
Dog. This has been a show, man. What a Monday. It doesn't even feel like a Monday.
Trip to fit.
Now I
It
got to
doesn't.
zip down to the Performance Center. Hopefully I don't miss.
Oh, shoot. You
Miss
got to go.
anything.
Oh, yeah, crap.
Bro, I was having so much fun on the show this morning. I really was, man. The energy was electric, man. It was electric. The chat family. Let's get this chest pass. Oh, that's a chest pass for you.
365
That's a chest
days till hockey season.
Let's go. Let's go. And you know what? Let's break this thing down.
Yes, sir.
Definitely going to shout out our guy, Mr. Flannel, Sam Reynolds, the 5th member of our squad. Man, one of the most well-studied people I know. As always, can't wait to have him back for the rest of the week. Hopefully, what, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? Yeah. But he is on Big D Energy today. Tap into Big D Energy. Amani Edwards and the heavyweights as well. But let's call out our elite, our illustrious. I got stuck between elite and illustrious.
You're right.
I'll accept both.
Illustrious.
I'll accept both.
Illustrious. What? What did you say, brother? Okay, you know what? Shout out to Detroit's #1 draft pick, the Twitterless KG at Nobody. Let's go. Great job today, brother.
Appreciate it.
Hey, and we got Woodward Sports' MVP, Mr. JB Smooth in the TD booth.
Jay Bizzle.
Yo,
What up,
what's
though?
up, fellas? Shout out Motor City Rockers.
Oh,
all day.
that's a Motor City Rocker shirt?
Oh, yeah.
They win Saturday?
Oh.
Yes, they won Saturday. They're off on their playoff push, which begins on Friday in Danbury. They play the Thrashers, and then they come home and play the Thrashers once again at Big Boy Arena on Saturday.
Let's go.
Danbury.
I'm going to have to get down there. Chef's Talk called KG the Twitterless Wonder.
You damn right.
Let's go. Hey, you know what, man? We got our Detroit Lions and Detroit Tigers credential beat writer and reporter, Mr. Matthew Broder over here.
What happened to that boy?
It was cool to see your view, man, from the press box. Keep doing your thing, brother. You are crushing.
Appreciate that.
You are crushing.
As did you this Pistons season, which you got to go
Appreciate you,
down
man.
and get to practice, but
I
you did a
appreciate
fantastic job of sticking by these Pistons, providing us any bit of optimism, honest optimism. You gave us what we needed for this to get through this Pistons season. It was a struggle. Proud of you, man. Credential
Appreciate
Pistons
you,
beat
brother.
writer. We're lucky to have you here at Woodward Sports.
Appreciate you, man. Chat family, as always, you guys are a very important part of this show. We appreciate you guys kicking off the morning with the Wake Up Woodward crew. Smash that like button if you already have. Encourage somebody else to do the same. We appreciate you guys always. It's been Wake Up Woodward. Have a great day. Hey, get that shout out.